them come. This is their fate.
All right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. I am your host, Deontay, here with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. We're going to be talking about some stuff as usual. More stuff, and more stuff. But before we get started with that said stuff, Jalen, Josh, inform the people how y'all doing. Where's the life at? What's the situation? The current status? Let the people know what y'all doing right now.
Well, I heard that y'all had some issues with the government. If y'all want to put that on record.
Not the government. Nah, G, what you talking about? No.
You sound like a op.
He sound like the feds. He got the feds on the Instagram.
Get it on record. Set the record straight for him.
What you talking
That boy,
about?
Boy, you on the air.
What you talking about? What you talking about? That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Use your common sense. That's stupid.
I don't know what you talking about. I plead the fifth. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about, Gene.
No, it's been a lot going on with me. A lot of homework. I'm pretty much working all day, every day. So that's why I ain't seen much of me lately. But yeah, I mean, Jalen, no, you gotta get the schoolwork out of the way so you can get to graduation.
So grind mode. Yeah, they know about grind mode. They probably, more than likely they listening to this, going to work, doing something, because they ain't just nobody just sitting around listening to podcasts. They actually doing something when they do this. So grind mode is very common in all of humanity. I can definitely relate. It sucks, but it is pretty much a gear that's been stuck there for a while for a lot of people, probably since you go to college. But that, I guess college is a little less grindy, but at the same time you want to start building a life for yourself, so it still is a grind, just a different type of grind. But yeah, grind mode in full effect. You heard it first here from Josh. Well, I think the last update was more grind mode, but obviously you got to keep that grind mode going. You can't really shut it off. So it's not nothing you can just stop and go at a certain time. It's pretty much full effect always. But what about you, Jalen? What's your life looking like right now?
Man, ain't been too good, man. This is not good. I be trying to play the game with Josh, but I think we taking his energy, bro. Because he be like, man, I ain't finna play with them today, bro. He like, I ain't got the energy for these cats. I'm like, all right, man. Suit yourself. No, I'm just talking. But grind mode. I just got on my women's health rotation, or I'm almost done with that mug. Just know my eyebrows is closer to the top of my head the whole time because I couldn't get them down. But I was just amazed. But yeah, man. Other than that, just grinding. May 7th, coming soon to a theater near you. I'm finna be out this month, graduated, certified. You know what I'm saying? Certified medical boy.
Yeah. Certified. You gotta drop that album, man.
Drop that mixtape is coming real soon.
You gotta get the health plus sign in your hair.
Hey, they gonna be like, why he keep getting that plus sign in his head? Just know, man. Just know, May 7th, they gonna see certified medical boy.
Certified medical boy. You know you play Lifeline.
Right. We already working on. We reviving people. We putting shields up when we doing surgery. We doing all that. Coming soon to an Apple Music or Spotify if you use that stuff. Near you. But other than that, man, just just making a most of life, trying to get back on the game. This Warzone got me in a chokehold, bro. I'm trying to break free of the shackles because I keep hopping on that mug and losing time and stuff. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it though.
Hey man, play what
Know,
makes you happy, G.
Nah, man, it ain't making me happy because when we getting scraped, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel good. I feel like I wasted my day.
Well, I mean that's pretty much any game though. So, but yeah, well any competitive game. But yeah, man, pretty much same. Been grinding, raising babies. Oh my God, it's very interesting. Two twins, you know, having full-time job. Um, it's a very hard struggle. Like I said, we all in these different spaces, so it's always gonna come up because literally it's just these spaces that we're in right now. But still trying to game. I'm buying all the games. I just ain't got the time. I want to cry sometimes when I can't play my games. But
Now you be on Apex too much.
no, I don't, man. I don't
You
be
gotta
on
put that mug
Apex.
down. Every
I
time
don't
I
be
check
on...
the PlayStation app, BCD Universe Trios Olympus. I'm like, all right, okay, have
That's
it your
not true.
way.
Not true. Not true at all. But I just need some time, man. I gotta find some time. Find some time to do something. I gotta find some time, Jay.
No,
I
that's
gotta
fine.
do something, cause right now it's looking very brisk out here. What they call it? Very thin. I really ain't. Yeah, I'm finding time after they fall asleep, and then I'm losing sleep trying to play games. So I can't even get. I gotta be at work 100%. So yeah, right now with newborns, and then you got Elden Ring, you got Horizon, you got Dying Light, got all these big games, got Apex updates, and you gotta find some time, Jay. But overall, baby's doing well. I'm still out here. I'm leveling up with the babies. The baby's leveling up. We getting prestigious. So as they continue to grow and get a little more headstrong, they're gonna be able to play some games or whatever we do. But yeah, as of
They finna be
now,
on Roblox.
yeah, they 2 months, man. 2 months already.
They finna be on Roblox, man. Just wait.
No, they not. Stop. Quit speaking that. Because they not going to be on no microtransactions. Y'all got to back up my story, like I said. No microtransactions. We going to act like I never bought a single micro. Because they gonna believe that. They going to like, hey, what? That ain't never bought no microtransactions.
I'm like, yeah, man, the flash sales. Deontay had the strongest load when it came to them. He turned down all the flash sales. Meantime, I was trying to make sure I don't buy nothing. That's what I'm gonna
Exactly.
tell him.
That's the type of support I'm looking for, man. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing, trying to find time to play games, and enjoy some of these good games that we had coming out, which is gonna be some of our topics as we move into it. But yeah, I guess the first thing, what do you want to talk about first? We got the Cyberpunk update. We got Pokemon. I know Josh was playing that. We're gonna be
I'm
talking
trying to hear about the
about
Horizon.
Horizon. You want to hear about? Did you beat Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah, I was just playing it not too long ago.
Oh
I was doing some.
yeah.
I ain't do Forbidden West or whatever you call that, Forbidden Iceberg Lane.
Forbidden Ice, right? Frozen
The
Wilds, you mean?
yeah,
You talking about
I'm
the
tripping. Yeah,
DLC?
Forbidden West. Forbidden West, the
It's
one
the
that
new
just came
game.
out. To yeah,
Yeah,
Frozen Wild.
Frozen Wilds is the DLC. But
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Go ahead, talk your talk.
hey man, I guess we gonna start there then. First, let's get the politics out the way. You know what I'm saying? That Microsoft versus the Sony stuff. Let's get the politics out the way.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, people. You can actually enjoy both consoles. You can actually enjoy your Xbox and your PlayStation. Have I seen a game of this caliber come out on the Xbox yet? No. But is that a bad thing? There's still good games on the Xbox. So, if you were here to hear anything other than good vibes and celebrations, I'm glad you're here. But if you wanted to hear something else, I'm sorry, you ain't gonna get it here. I play all games because simply it is not enough. It's just not worth it to try to play with one company because at the end of the day they all disappoint in some way. But Horizon Forbidden West is a really good game. I put I say like 11 hours now. I got it on Friday at 12 o'clock. Probably like 15 hours because I'm pretty close. I'm well not far, but I'm like a decent amount into the map and did a few unlocks for the tall necks or whatever. But yeah, I mean, what can I say, man? They know what they doing, bro. I mean, that's all you can say. They not really bad at making games. Um, they're very, very ridiculous though. That's one thing I don't like is that the whole if you buy it on PlayStation 4, you can get it for 60. Then you can just do the upgrade to PlayStation 5 and you save yourself $10. So if you do buy the game, Jalen, you can buy it physical or you can buy it digitally. And you'll be able to just buy it on the PS4 and they give you a free upgrade. But they still charging $70 for they still charge 70 for the PS5 version. Like, why? If
Yeah, I ain't get
every
that. I've been seeing news about that too.
if everybody can buy the PS4 and get a free upgrade, you might as well just drop the price on the PS5 version. But they have not done that because they want to get the people that cannot understand that small, saving of money. So, I obviously bought it digitally, but I bought it digitally and I on the PS4 upgraded it at midnight. I'm playing PS5 version for $10 cheaper. So if you do buy the game, that is a good way to save a little money on it, and you don't have to buy it. And if you do buy it on the PS4, because a lot of PS5s aren't available right now, you can still upgrade to the PS5 version later. But really, just wait. The game is just too good to not play on the PS5. I would just wait. If you, I just I wouldn't want to play an inferior version knowing that there's a better version out there. And that's probably what you're going to feel like when you're playing it. It still looks good and it runs good, just that it's a better version out there. So why not just wait? So if I was a person that couldn't get a PS5, I would wait. But that's just me. But the overall, just to give y'all guys a synopsis of the story, obviously, Aloy, she's going over to Cali. She's going out to the west. She's pretty much venturing out to try to save the world from this certain type of substance that's growing all over the place. It picks up right after you leave the other game, so it's not like a big time skip. Not that big anyway. So you'll be able to understand exactly where you left off, and they kind of do reference back a lot of older characters, but you still can go into you can go into her book or her notebook and kind of read what those characters did and what they contributed, so that you don't feel lost if you don't remember one or two characters. But overall, I'm really enjoying the story. The side quests are amazing. They really are fun to just be in the world and actually hear her have conversations and not have these dead eyes, and they actually have cinematic moments in the side quest and the main quest, and it's just all coming together really nice right now for me. So I'm in the middle of just wanting to get back and play it. Trying to get these babies to get on my schedule to let me play the game, but just to play Horizon, because I just think yeah, I really want to continue to play it because I actually enjoy the story. Wherever it's going, it seems like it's going to be a little bit out there, the story wise. I feel like that because it's just some stuff that happened already. I'm like, so this is still existing. Okay, so it's still it feels like they're going to be doing something different. I don't know if you was like really into the sci-fi stuff. Just know it's gonna go super sci-fi. A lot of extra stuff coming. but it's very easy to keep up. You want to go through. I find myself reading or touching all of the dialogue options because I literally want to learn more about the world and what's happening. So I'm kind of invested more than just I want to get through the story. I kind of want to do everything. So I always find myself just running around, hitting up an optional thing, trying to make sure all the question marks on the map are actually items now that I know what they are. So that's how I played the first one. That's how I'm playing this one. They just pretty much up the ante on everything: story, quest, the world, the graphics, the gameplay, mechanics. Pretty much they just boosted it all, man. It like literally it doesn't feel like they messed up on any part of it. Only thing that I can have like a real like an issue with is technical stuff. Like sometimes you do get pop in, sometimes I had a real bad frame rate drop where I couldn't get it. Like it was just literally the drops. It stays stagnant. It's like it's not the game that actually caused. It's the game that caused it, but essentially something occurred where it dropped the frame, and the only way I can fix it is to turn it off, turn it back on. So those types of things do occur, and it takes away from the experience at moments. But overall, like I said, I've been playing for 15 hours. That happened once. I expect it to probably happen 2 more times before I'm finished. But it's not like terrible. Pop in. It can be if you're really looking for it. But overall, I can give this game a serious thumbs up. It's definitely more captivating right now than Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2, I'm not trying to compare them because they're totally different types of games, but if I had to grade Dying Light 2 at where I'm at now versus where I'm at right now at Horizon, Horizon does a much better job of actually telling the story of the world and actually making the world interesting. Politics, whatever the case may be, versus Dying Light. Dying Light is succeeding in parkour gameplay stuff, certain things that I really enjoy about Dying Light, but in some aspects it's failing. Especially when it comes to like really good dialogue options and good things to occur, really making you want to explore the world. Right now, it feels a little bit cumbersome until you get a lot of abilities. Where Horizon, it kind of just welcomes you into the world and it's like, do what you want, bro. You got it, bro. It's your world. So that's kind of the difference. I would still play both. If you were on the fence on which one you wanted to play, I would still play both, to be honest, because I wouldn't want to miss out on certain things. But if I had to make a cut dry decision right now, it'd probably be Horizon over Dying Light. But I say all that to also say, it ain't always for everybody. Everybody don't like those types of games. People don't like open world type games. So it's still a open world game. It does a really good job of masking it, making it feel like it's just a lot to do and it's not so, you know, busy. It's like everything has a meaning. Everything has a purpose. It's not like you just doing stuff to do stuff. I don't know how they did that, but it really just feels that way. It feels like you're not just doing stupid stuff all the time. You're just literally doing things. You're gonna find upgrades. You're gonna find things that's gonna expand on the world. The side quests are freaking like really well done, written and created, so it's not as if you feel like you're wasting your time on the side quests. Side quests usually have multiple parts, so it's never really feeling like you're just, okay, this one and done, let me go do a fetch quest real quick. They have stories, they have things, they have meanings, they have things you find out that also correlates to the back of the main story. So that's what you call good storytelling, in my opinion. Just having stuff that actually matters in the side quest. Because if you don't do it, you don't know it. But at the same time, it's not hindering you, but it also benefits you. So that's the best thing about having like a good side quest, is just having those beneficial things occur that you may not have known if you didn't explore. So, but that's a lot. I've talked a lot for about Horizon. I don't know if you guys have an opinion on Horizon Forbidden West, or if you actually have some experience, but I'll let y'all talk on that now. Whoever want to go first. Horizon, what y'all thinking? What's y'all thoughts?
No, it always seemed like it is worth, I don't know, the budget they put into it, because Sony always, their high profile games always seem to reach a level of quality that no other games reach, as far as like graphics and presentation. And it seems like they really, for it to be, I guess it's still a new IP, it's the second game, but it's a new IP. And for like it to be so popular as it is because of Sony's quality, uh that they're able to put out. um I I don't know when or if I'll ever play it, because one, I don't have a PS5 right now, and I'm not about to get one anytime soon. And Horizon is just not the game that I think would get me to get one, because I didn't like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything like wrong with it, but I didn't feel interested. Because there are a million open world games, and I don't know. It has to normally be like something that keeps me into it. Like, Breath of the Wild, it's its own unique thing, and it made it interesting. Or like you have other games where like, oh, you this one you can move fast and you can blow stuff up, like Far Cry, and they all have their like unique spin to it. And
Mm-hmm.
Horizons is like it has the robots, but I like fighting the robots, but it was everything else about the game that was kind of like too slow for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
running around, you got to pick up flowers or else you can't heal, or you got to constantly craft and stuff. And it just felt like it took like a long time to get started, or like I wanted to avoid fights because then I
Mm-hmm.
won't have supplies. I understand that's probably stuff that changes over time. It's just, uh, I was playing for like 10 hours and like, all right, well, I'm gonna put this down and go play something else. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if they've changed any of that in the second one, but it sounds like overall the level of quality has risen, where it's like there's less uh slowdown, just to keep, um or not necessarily slow down, but they raise the level of quality of everything, as it sounds like. So maybe that's worth it on its own.
Yeah.
I feel
That's true. Oh, go ahead. Just and that's just raising the level of quality. I agree with you there. I do have some points about what you said, but go ahead, Jalen. Get your thoughts out.
well, just one quick question: is Lance Reddick still in the game?
Lance Reddick, yes.
Oh, okay. But no, I mean, I want to not validate what Josh said. I felt like Horizon. I'll let you go ahead and speak on that. Then I could speak on,
I
you go
mean,
ahead.
I guess I think my opinion is not the popular opinion, because I think that the fights, especially with like the saber tooth things, were like
The
really
Thunder
cool.
Jaw.
Yeah. But I guess when I played it, it wasn't as, I don't know how to put it. I'm kind of comparing it to Monster Hunter, which is not,
Mm-hmm.
but it's that same feeling where you find like a giant creature and it got all these unique moves and you're trying to like hide and stuff from it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that was cool. It was just everything else that felt too slow. Whereas what I just wanted to fight, but I gotta run around and stop fighting because I ain't got enough healing items.
Yeah. And it's still to that degree where you can craft on the go, and like you have the ability to replenish your stuff automatically now, so it's like a lot less for the health items, but at the same time it's still there. So I know exactly what you mean when you saying, okay, now I have to sit here and craft, and now I gotta craft, which I don't know why they haven't taken that out yet. It's not like a fun thing, but maybe it just makes the fights more challenging. I have no idea why they kept it in there. But you have to still craft your arrows as with the slowdown, and continue to try to dodge stuff as you try to get to the right crafting arrow. And it is annoying at that point. They do give you like options to kind of slow it down or whatever, but that's not their vision. My vision is how they sent it and shipped it. Their vision isn't like, oh, you can tweak it. No, your vision is this. This is what you envisioned me to play it like. So if you envision me to play it and this slowdown isn't slow enough and I'm still getting clapped, boy, like by these stupid robots, then I'm not having fun. But I think I just incorporate it into the challenge because I feel like, okay, I got to micromanage all this stuff, but I also got to be able to. And that's the same thing I kind of, do with other games where the mechanics suck. Like, I don't like sharpening my knife in the middle of a fight when I'm fighting enemy in Monster Hunter. But I know it's like a mechanic that's been in there for a while. I can't say, oh, this is stupid, or this is like, tedious, but it's something that's been in there, So it's kind of like I correlate those mechanics to creating more of a challenge for the gamer. If it was a
Mhm.
little too easy, obviously you could just bump it up to hard because they still do clap you. They still do hit you with one hits and like you're dead, kind of situations. I like to run through it on very hard after I play it through on normal because that's what I did with Horizon, and I just felt like it was a different type of game at that point because it was just like a lot more pacing yourself and trying to be more accurate with what you're going to be doing. So, I don't know. I can say I understand where you're coming from too, because sometimes I feel like this is just annoying and it shouldn't be in the game. But at the same time, sometimes I feel like, well, if it wasn't in the game, what would be here to replace the challenge of managing your systems as you play? Because there is no, it's like that's the RPG technical elements technically, but not really. It's just really just it's just inventory. But
Mhm.
what would be there if it was not that? Like, would I have to put on elements as I'm shooting arrows or what? I just want to know what that would look like. So I can't really debate
No,
it until I figure
I
out like a
agree,
better
and that's
system.
like definitely balance because like without something you just have infinite arrows and like that wouldn't be
Hmm.
fun. I don't know. I think that I was really early in the game, and that's something that's you get more of.
Yeah, you
Like
obviously
it just
can.
gets easier
Yeah.
over time because like oh, I can only hold so many flowers right now, and
Hmm.
so Um, I can probably get through 1 or 2 fights without then I gotta go spend 10 minutes picking up flowers, and, like, that I just didn't like. If it was just like,
Hmm.
"Oh, I can pick them up easily. Every time I kill an enemy, they drop 3 healing items, and that way I never have to think about it," and that's how
Hmm.
other open world games do it. But with that one, it's like they wanted the hunting or the scavenging to be like a important mechanic. But even in other games that have it, like Assassin's Creed or Far Cry where you, go hunt these birds. That's always kinda like the slow part, and if you
Hmm.
save it for, like, side content, that's fine, but when it's, like, the main thing that you do after a fight, it kinda slows down the game too much.
Yeah, because and people have I mean, like I said, that I agree with because that's something they have to combat, and I think they combated some of that stuff with the accessibility features. But again, that is not how you envisioned this game to be played. So I can't give you I can't give you I can't give you like a break for it because that's not how you envisioned me to play it. Because you didn't say, okay, these that's not how you envisioned it. So I have to go off face value. And face value, you still have me harvesting. You still have me picking up stuff with Y. I mean, with triangle, I'm using that button way too much, and it's just a lot. So I understand exactly where you're coming from, and I understand that can be cumbersome, and it can slow down the game because you're sitting there like, oh, I just knocked off this piece I need, but I still got 3 enemies around me. Should I just try to run over there and grab it real quick, or should I try to fight every last one of these enemies? So there's decisions to be made behind it. Like if I just broke it off and I was able to run over there and pick it up, maybe I wouldn't be maybe I wouldn't even make that decision in my head. I'm always going to auto go to that because it's like it doesn't matter. I can still keep running, so I'm not going to be in so much danger. But if I got to sit there and hold triangle, I'm probably gonna get slapped by somebody if I'm doing that. So it kind of plays into their, like I said, it plays into the difficulty curve. But at the same time, it is annoying. So I get you. But go ahead
What
with
you
what you
think,
were saying.
Jalen? You finished the whole game.
Yeah,
That's not usual for you.
yeah, it ain't really ain't. So,
And
Yeah,
it's
I
a
actually
game with
liked
a
it.
girl.
So, what you mean?
hey,
What I got against girls?
I'm just saying, if you can make your dude as close to Goku, then that'd be your choice. But that
oh
ain't happening with
yeah,
Aloy.
Nah, I
Aloy.
mean, it was. I don't know. I enjoyed the game. Like I had said at one point in time. Um, I think the issue that I had with a lot of games and stuff, because like my friend, he has asked me why I didn't get Dying Light. I'm like, I'm tired of playing these survival games or, it's zombies and stuff like that. I'm kind of over that whole little archetype or whatever. Or so, but I thought it was cool that you got the little like the robots and stuff like that, and they like kind of like prehistoric, but the game is like super like futuristic at the same time. And
Mm-hmm.
so you got that contrast there. And then I mean the crafting system, I mean, I see what I feel like the crafting system give more of a vibe rather than like it gives a better vibe than the gameplay, if that makes sense. Like than like as a gameplay like feature, if that makes sense. Like it don't because it's like you need to I ain't making sense of what I'm saying. Like it's to me it serves a better purpose for me to like have it as a vibe since you're like hunting and stuff like that. Gameplay don't really add much to it. It just it's kind of cool, like to slow stuff down or whatever. But I don't know. I didn't have that much issues with it. Basically, is what I'm saying. I feel like they kept it simple enough where it don't impede on the game too much. And then
Yeah,
picking up items and stuff like that is just super quick. Like I ain't have like a huge issue at all with it. So, um,
yeah. It fits
Yeah.
like the tone and atmosphere. Because like if you're playing Dark Souls, you expect the character to be slow, or if you're playing other types of games, like you want the character to fit in the world, and like she's a human fighting robots, and obviously she has to hide, and it can't be like overpowered all the time. But I don't know. Maybe I was just waiting. I had too high expectation going in. Like I wanted it to impress me right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like
hmm
how like Breath of the Wild did or something like that, where it didn't happen right away. Where it was like if I was just trying to actually get into it, then it might have been different. But other than that, like the story and stuff was fine. I probably would go back to it eventually, but it was a lot of issues like that. Plus, is 30 FPS where the PS5 was about to come out, and it's like, okay, should I wait to play it on PS5? Like,
Mm-hmm.
nope, I don't got PS5 yet, so eventually I'll go back to it.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was just like it was just a touch of something different. And that's what I like really enjoyed about it, and it made me actually like I'm finna play this game or whatever because it's like it's different. Like I'm fighting these robotic dinosaur type things and stuff, and then they got like different weaknesses, and it's not just the little classic stuff like oh this is. I mean they got fire and electric on there of course too, but it's like um it just they have like the if you use sharp arrows and stuff on them and. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It
Your
was just different
sharpshooter.
things. You had the little
Your
the little
bolt
sonic round
caster.
thingies that
Yeah.
like break it off or whatever. Like I think it's like vibrations or something.
Yeah.
But
The Sonic. Yeah. The ones that got like the boomstick kind of deal.
yeah, so I just thought all that like they was just doing different things within a game and stuff like that that made it like interesting for me to play it. Like they actually trying. It don't feel like a Uncharted or something or like Last of Us or one of them games. So it ain't no zombies in here. Like let me give it a shot. So but yeah, I'm a get Forbidden West at some point in time. Don't ask me when though. 'Cause I can't answer that.
Nah, I think it's a really good pickup, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. They got a lot of new types of of robots. They're kind of cool to fight, and they have different like things, and like I said, the game expanded on itself. One thing that I can say about the hunting and the gathering, they gave you now a storage box, and it sends it straight to the storage box now. So even if you're out and like how you get 12 and you can't pick up no more, it's like now you can keep picking them up. So it don't feel like like I'm never out of supplies. That's how I feel now. Like I have health. So even if I go back to a campfire and I go to my stash and I just replenish, it's a button there that you can replenish all of your resources, right? So there's never a time where I was like, dang, I need to go pick up something real quick, because I always have it, and the fights weren't never that impactful where I would lose, because I could still craft medicine on the go as well. So, yeah, I guess they kind of made it a little bit more of an ease of use type deal, kind of, because I don't remember that being a mechanic in the first game at all. I don't believe you had a stash, so that's something that they also included to kind of make it simple for people to understand, and maybe not spend so much time hunting, gathering, more time just playing the game and having fun. So, but outside of that, there is 2 modes on the PlayStation 5. There's favor resolution, and then there's favor performance, the 60 frames per second that Josh was talking about. That one runs at a checkerboarded 4K. I think it's originally at 1440p. They upscale it to 4K. And then there is the resolution mode that is a native 4K at 30 FPS though. So honestly, I've been playing favor resolution because the game is just fly. It's like really, really detailed, and the resolution helps that game come to life a little bit better than the actual 60 FPS mode. And honestly, they did such a good implementation of the motion blur and this like the frame time and like the frame pacing that it still feels smooth enough to play. So I don't feel like I need to play on 60 FPS. So, like I said, it's a different type of quality of game, and it's not really something I've seen on the systems yet that can meet the quality of it to this degree. So, it's definitely a showcase for the PlayStation. And I'm looking forward to more to come. Really, I mean, this ain't nothing but this is a cross generation game, and legit like one of the best games I've ever seen. So, I have nothing but high hopes for PlayStation. They always do their thing. I just expect, them to kind of be smart about their, I can understand why they was like, man, we gotta charge them 70. But I'm like, I ain't paying you 70, so you might as well drop that price, my guy. I understand it. It's probably the only game I've seen that probably deserves that price tag, but I mean, I can tell that they put a lot of effort into it, just be based off of. I'm looking like, bro, is everything narrated? Is everything got cinematic cutscenes, and is everything real time? Like, that's hard, bro. That's really hard, but it's something that they did, and it's everything is like incredibly detailed. So it's just like a really good showcase for if you're just trying to see how powerful your system is and what it can actually do. I will play on favor resolution. 60 FPS is fine. It doesn't look bad. I just know if you look at favor resolution, that's where you kind of feel like, okay, this is next gen. But yeah, that's all I got for Horizon. I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna keep trying to carve out that time. Find some time. Find some time. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Find some time so I can keep playing it. But I think it's a great game. That's pretty much, I'm gonna end it like that. But the next good goddamn game. The next thing I want to talk about, it was Cyberpunk. Yeah, let's talk about Cyberpunk. So Cyberpunk 2077. Whoo, that game has some ups and downs. I ain't gonna hold you. That game has been on the that's like the the most wanted list for the criminals, man. I don't know what happened. But they shipped a terrible game. Not a terrible game as in the game sucked. They shipped a terribly technical game. Like from that technically challenged game, they shipped it and thought people was gonna let it rock. So, knowing that everybody still got PS4 Pros, and Xbox One X's. Ain't nobody having a good system. Like, I think me and Josh, we played on the Xbox. No, we played on the Series X, right? Or we did play on the Xbox
Yeah.
One? Yeah, we played on the Series X. And yeah, man. It wasn't terrible on the Series X. Like, that was the best version you could play for the consoles, right? So me and Josh played it through. We loved it. I loved it. I had glitches and all, T stances and all. I was like, man, they was doing them T stances. I thought it was cool. I thought the story was great. I thought the world was like crazy. But they got a little comeback story. So basically, they've been after a while, the game started to get a little bit better with patches and reiterations and bug fixes and all that hoo-ha. But now they brought out the definitive next gen versions for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. I think it was like a few days ago. I can't remember the date, but they put that out. A whopping 60 gigabytes. I'm talking, they basically just redid the whole game. PlayStation 5, you can't even use your old data. You gotta literally download a new one. So basically the optimization is up to par for a game that's coming out in 2022. Or 2021, because it came out in 2021, yeah. I think. Oh, it came out in 2020.
I thought it was the end of 2020. The end of it. Or
was it the end of 2020?
Yeah, it was 2020. December
Okay.
2020.
December 2020, because that's when okay, yep, you're right. So it came out in December of 2020. So for a game to come out in 2020, it feels like a game. It feels like the game that should have shipped, basically. So I've tried the optimizations. Basically, some of the things that they have included. They have a much better resolution for their performance and their quality mode. They have 4K native. They have 4K. Both of them are like a upscaling. I think they like natively 1440p or around that is scale wise. Xbox Series X pulling up a little bit ahead, but you can watch Digital Foundry. They kind of go over all of that. But essentially, it runs good now to the point where you can play it. The 60 FPS mode is probably the best mode to play now for the Xbox Series X and PS5. You are going to have a much better resolution. You're going to have actual crowds. The crowds are back. You have police chases. You actually get chased by the police. They have ray tracing on the 30 FPS mode, but honestly, you're better off just playing at 60 because the game does not feel good to fight in at 30 FPS. So you need that 60 frames per second to actually hit your shots. I would play it at 60 FPS. But overall, it feels like a good game now. I kind of want to run through it again because I don't know. I don't know. No more T stances. No more weird. You ain't got no clothes on. If you go into the start menu, ain't no weird. I ain't seen none of it. I was playing it for like 4 hours the other day. I played for like 2 hours as I was doing stuff around the house, and then I played for a little bit more. And I ran through a few missions, and I ran through a few like NYPD jobs. I know they added a little bit of stuff at the end now, like some secrets. So I was trying to find that stuff. But I didn't have any issues. I didn't have no crashes. I didn't have any weird like glitches occurring. Everything was moving fast. The actual saves and loading into places, that's like now 12 seconds. It used to be like a minute. It's just a better overall experience for Cyberpunk 2077 that came out a year ago. So like a little bit more than a year ago, but yeah. I don't know. Do they like with this type of patch, what would y'all what do they get respect for doing something like this? When somebody messes up as poorly as they did at the beginning, and they come out and they just put their heads down, and they fix the game. That's like on a no man's sky trajectory. Do they actually get a pass, or do you still be like, bro, I'm not messing with your game? What is the conclusion? That's what I want to talk about. What do y'all think about this whole Cyberpunk 2077 story? Obviously, I didn't cover everything, but I wanted to get a synopsis. Game come out trash. They got some patches. Took some long time. Finally, make a decent game. Years like a year later, a year and some change later, and now you can finally play it on the systems that you wanted on. What's y'all thoughts?
Uh,
Oh, you can go ahead, Jalen.
I ain't played it, so I ain't got much to say. But I mean, they don't get a pass from me. I mean, it's cool that they, fix the issue and stuff like that. But I feel like it's a similar thing. Where, like, I think when Black Ops 1 first came out, the game wasn't. It basically released a beta and stuff like that, and just like completed the game as it was out or whatever for like deadlines or something. I don't really remember, but I mean, I think, like I said, I think it's cool that they fixed it. But overall, I mean, I feel like they could have like waited. But didn't that game get pushed back a couple times?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the humane side of me be like, they humans, they could have underestimated what they was putting out and all that type of stuff. But at the same time, I mean, I think they should still be held accountable, especially when they pushed it back a couple or one or two times or something like that. So,
Yeah. Um. Yeah. What you think, Josh?
As far as like being held accountable, I don't really see any difference between this and all the other games that come out like not finished. Like every year,
mm.
Call of Duty or whatever comes out and it doesn't work. Like Battlefield been going through this like the last like 3 Battlefield games. They come out and then they be like, it's trash. So we gonna spend the next couple months fixing it, and then it's finally fixed and people say it's okay now. And then the next Battlefield come out and it's the exact same story. And
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, I've gotten more used to it, especially with stuff like Destiny, where it's just constantly, or games like Destiny, not Destiny specifically, but it's like one patch the game is good, the next patch the game is trash, and I got to spend a couple months fixing it. And for a lot of people, it's gonna be like a turn off. But like if the quality of your game is good enough, people will come back and show up. And I think that's the same for Cyberpunk. So whether they deserve it or not, I don't know. But the game is good enough to where I would go always check. Well, people have been checking in on it because they want to play it and like they want it to be fixed. Because like just for example, if I bought the next Assassin's Creed game and it was trash and it didn't work, I'll sell the game and forget about it. Even if they fixed it in a year, why would I go back to it? Um, so I think it's good on them that they actually fixed it, because I think another possibility is that they just left it how it is, and never did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but hopefully, what they do going forward is as good as is better. Because I think that is one thing to fix the game, but they gotta still continuously support it with like good quality content. Like, is the DLC good? Are they adding more free content? Like, and so on and so out. So if they can continue to add good stuff, I think that's good on them. But for right now, I would say they're back. In my eyes, they're back neutral. But for a lot of people, they might still be look at them negatively.
Yeah. I'm kind of in that space of like yeah, I'm neutral, to be honest with you. And I'm okay with standing on that because they made a good game. Um, I can throw them a little bit of bail for the COVID. That was the pandemic 2020. Everything got turned around. Everything was just a little bit crappier. I mean, that was a whole lot crappier. Um, but I didn't want to wait. So be damned if they delayed it again. No, put it out. So they did what I wanted them to do. December 2020, and I played it, and I loved it. But the game had mad issues. So I don't want to understate that. The game really was like truly a crap fest. But now, and I played it, I'm like, hey man, I can get used to this. But I kind of want to ask this because literally that's my stance. Neutral. Josh stance neutral. Is this update? And I don't know. I don't know if you can speak to it because I don't know if you even played it. Is this update good enough for the wait? Like, do you feel like they succeeded with this update? If you've seen anything, heard anything, read anything, did you think that this has succeeded as a next gen upgrade or no?
I haven't played through everything, but I've been reading all of the like it's like 300 things in like the patch notes, and it's probably more stuff that's not even in there. And some of the stuff seems interesting enough that I would check it out if I were to play through it again. Like they added invisibility to the game that you can unlock by defeating somebody, and like all types of little additions to the game that are really good. So I think that if it's just a number of those things are just worthwhile, I think it's good. I would say for me personally, no, because I did everything in the game when it came out, and so I'm waiting for like a big like chunk of new content, and then I would go back through it. But I think for
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people who haven't finished it yet or never played it, it's definitely like worth it, especially because like they selling it for $30 now. Like it's or cheaper, if you can find like a
Oh, it's
used
dirt
copy.
cheap. $15 at GameStop. It's dirt cheap now.
Yeah, so it's worth it to pick it up and give it a try. As far as like the next gen like features, I really like the 60 FPS mode. Like it works really well with the game. It feels really good, and it had technically had a 60 FPS like or more stable, my bad, higher frame rate mode in the beginning, but like you sacrifice so much for like a resolution and stuff. Sometimes I didn't feel like it was worth it.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas now, like if you feel like you're getting a immaculate version of the game and the high frame rate, and like the race tracing it looks good, but for me, I think I would play it through a 60 FPS because like the game already looks really good without the ray tracing.
Mm-hmm.
So it is noticeable, but it's not like you're losing. It's not like a big downgrade without it.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah. For me, um, honestly, I was so happy with it. But then I played Horizon. And then I was like, man, how they make this game like this? And everybody else throwing out garbage. And I was like, I don't understand. So I was like, bro, what they got in the sauce over there? So I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm just comparing it now, and I shouldn't be doing that because literally that game has a certain engine. They totally different games. They stream assets in differently. It's like so much different, and I'm just comparing them like, oh, it's apples to apples. It's not. So, I'm fine with that mode. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. That's what I say. I'm fine with what they had and what they accomplished
I
with this
I'll
next gen
say
patch.
that their next gen patch is well, I guess it technically hasn't had one, but like Dying Light 2 is like performance modes are trash compared to like
Oh,
Cyberpunk.
most def. Dying Light 2 has been like, I don't know, bro. It's like in a state of it's a weird state for me because I really enjoy Dying Light, and Dying Light 1 came out okay. Over time it kept getting a lot of updates and a lot of things, and it started to get better. But really, I enjoyed myself and I enjoyed the game before. I mean, it wasn't as if I needed to wait for patches. I feel like Dying Light 2 is gonna get better over time, and I'm playing the inferior version. That's how I
Hmm.
feel about it right now, and I feel like that's really annoying. But as long as the gameplay is solid enough, I already bought the DLC. I can play through the main campaign on this inferior version. Then when the DLC come out, I can play on that version, hopefully. But um, yeah, I just feel like they held back way too much to try to make sure everything and I respect it because they're not going to have a cyberpunk situation where they try to push the machines and now you got crap. You can't even run the game. I just think they held back too much. Like the freaking game run at like 900p on the PlayStation 4 and other stuff. Like, nah, you don't need to be running at 900p. But that's what they wanted to do, and that's what they did. So, and I think our mode is 1080p 60 FPS. Like what? This game
Yeah.
don't need to be at 1080p. So, you know, stuff like that is really kind of annoying. But uh, they didn't want to. I guess they just didn't want to have a cyberpunk situation. It makes sense. Like you're strained already. You're trying to get a game done. You're trying to make sure it runs on all these different systems. Okay, I understand you not wanting to push the machines to make sure it runs optimally. That's like something you don't have to do. You're like, okay, we minimize the settings, we do this, but now you got people feeling like they're not getting the best of. So it's still that balancing act. Uh, but yeah, next gen patch. Thankfully, it came through. It's very much so fine. It really does help the game out, and it makes it become so much more, a much of a better experience. If you didn't have like a higher end console or anything like that, they did showcase some of the stuff for the older systems. Honestly, I haven't did too much of a deep dive into like what that looks like. So these are the next gen patches. That's it. That's all I know. I don't know if they optimized it to run better on the old PS4, but I'm assuming because of all of the glitch, the the 1.5 patch, that it had to get some stray bullets. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming that runs better now. So
I
um,
will say though, especially for this game, that it's I know me and you said it before, but they need to leave the last gen like behind,
yes,
and
I
they're
agree.
starting to do that because like there's stuff in the patch where like we added new quests or we added new content, but it's not available for the last gen. I don't know why I haven't seen it all, but there is some content that they added already and that's not even available on PS4. So I
Hmm.
think that if the you know last gen versions are decent now, then maybe going forward, like the next content patch or whatever, the DLC,
Hmm.
probably just leave it off the last gen. Because like, who knows? Like maybe let's say the DLC comes out in a year. Hopefully, in a year, more people have access to the new systems, so it's okay to just leave the last gen behind. Because I think it's that game definitely. It's there's only so much you can do without compromising the game, to fit. And it might not even be good, even if you did a compromise.
Yeah. Um, no, that's 100% true. I think that as they continue to push away from it, it'll be better. Like, um, regardless, I mean, it's inevitable. So hopefully people can get their systems. Hopefully they stop having so much constraint on these systems, and people are able to get what they can. Like if my PS5 would go down right now, I'm probably gonna be like, bruh, I can't even play my games. I can't play nothing because I don't think I can be able to find another one unless I really like start headhunting. And I just don't have time for it. So yeah, it would suck if my PS5 went down right now. But yeah, I I think Cyberpunk, as we continue to move forward, because I want to get to the next topic, Cyberpunk patch for all intents and purposes, if you haven't played the game, you can definitely go try it out now. It will be a treat for you guys to go ahead and go through it because it really is a good game underneath all of the bull. So go check it out. Next topic. Next thing I wanted to talk about was shoot, what was it? We was talking about Cyberpunk. Pokemon. this, my Josh gonna go ahead and lead this one because I don't know nothing about this Pokemon. I know Pokemon, but I don't know this Pokemon. And Josh said some pretty bold things over after playing only a few hours. He said, "I'm liking it." I said, "Liking it." so, those are bold terms. So go ahead, Josh. Tell us what you liking about this Pokemon. How you say the subtitle? What is it?
Arceus, I think.
Arceus. Okay. Tell us about this Arceus.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and preface it that I like it, but I'm comparing it to like two things, and it's like one comparing it to like the old Pokemon games, and then comparing it to like Breath of the Wild, which is what they tried to like
Mimic.
mimic. And starting off, and what I said I liked about it is that you have your open world now, so you leave your village and you're free to go wherever you want, and there are Pokemon walking around, and you run up to them and you throw the Pokeball at them, and it'll catch them. Or you can uh, throw like a Pokeball with a Pokemon already in it, and it'll start a battle. And even during the battle, you got free movement to run around and stuff. And like all of that is cool, but it just feels very free and like fun just being able to like for example, you go out by the lake and like it's some water types by the lake, and some of them you can catch right away, just throw the ball so you can sneak up on them and catch them. Other ones you gotta fight them because they're too strong and they'll break the ball or whatever. But then you can just hang out by the lake and then time will go by, and then it's nighttime and then like ghost types will show up. And so like it feels like a unique world where you're actually trying to figure out what Pokemon might show up, and which is good because in the past it was just like, you just walk into a random bush and hope something come up and you spend a couple minutes there, but it's just like random. But now it feels like real.
So you have some
Like you're
control over
really
what Pokemon might be, or like, or do you have like, is it more so controlled about the environments these Pokemons would show up in?
It's more about the environments, I'd say, because like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm only in the first big area. I think there are other areas, but it feels like there's at least something to learn. Like these type of Pokemon spawn over here, and I don't know. What I will say, there was like a little bit of that in the past, but now with it being like fully realized in the open world, it feels
Mm-hmm.
much more unique and interesting. Because I will say that for me, Pokemon stopped being interesting and like to explore, and like it didn't feel like an adventure. It just felt like I was going around so I can get to the gems, because they had the same formula for like the last 7 or 8 games,
Mm-hmm.
that it didn't feel refreshing anymore. Because like the first Pokemon you play, like the first time you get into a random battle, or like the first time like a trainer sneak up on you, like it feels uh exciting. But
Mm-hmm.
like that got old over 8 games. So now Pokemon feels exciting again. Um,
Feels
so it's a lot of new
exciting.
stuff that I probably can touch on. But the next thing I was gonna say is that um, the big controversy about the game is its graphics.
Yep.
Um, and I got two feelings about the graphics issue. Is like, one, I agree that it should look a lot better. Like if you look at the trees look awful. Or things off in the distance, they look terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of grass. They're like small patches of grass that you can hide in, but otherwise it's just like a green grass texture on the ground. And so um it feels really cheaply made.
Like yeah, especially when they
compared.
got like Animal Crossing, that grass look fire. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because I actually think that the game, like the art style, is uh it looks good. It's just that the graphic quality is not good. If that makes sense. Because I've been playing it mostly on like my Switch Lite, and when you look at it, it probably looks way better than Sword and Shield or any other Pokemon game that's been out. It's just technically, especially with stuff like Horizon being out, like uh, it looks primitive.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be big of an issue for me if they wasn't trying to be like Breath of the Wild, because that's like the, the
A
problem where it's like
2017 game and it looks better than this 2022. No, well,
it
did
looks like 100 times better, and like there's no way that they couldn't get any sort of help from Nintendo or whoever. Like, can y'all help us make this water look better? Like,
yeah.
they could have did anything, and it doesn't look like they tried it all. And I don't know if it's because like they had their budget. It was like, well, we don't know if people don't like this or not, so let's not put any more money in it. But it's like y'all y'all made it interesting and people liking it. It's I think I had to double check, but I think it's the best selling single Pokemon game. But they always drop in like 2 packs. And so I don't know if it's like the best selling overall, but it's the best selling single Pokemon game.
Mm.
And I think it deserves it. But they just are lacking so much in the graphics that it sucks. Um, and my only other issue with the game was that it's the Breath of the Wild comparison where it's like Breath of the Wild, they have like a 10-minute tutorial or less, and like they just leave you free and just go out in the open world, do whatever. And so I think the open world is the best part of this game, but the story and stuff is just like normal Pokemon story. So you're spending 20 minutes talking to the professor so you can get your first Pokemon. It's just like, I don't care. Just let me go out to the open world. And then once you get it, uh, they have you doing tutorial battles and like, this is how you catch Pokemon. This is how you fight. And let's go back and talk to the professor again. So I kind of wish that they took more from Breath of the Wild and just like, here you go, let you play and just like figure it out yourself. But otherwise, it's fun. I haven't beaten it or anything. I'm just playing it slowly, like on my lunch break. But I think it's. I will say I hope that the next Pokemon game just takes this formula and they just put like a way better budget into it.
Yeah, I mean they
Yeah,
made
I
enough
agree.
money, so I don't really see the problem with them actually being able to get Nintendo or whatever on board to kind of give them a better game, unless they getting a bigger piece of the pie and Nintendo ain't having it. So I don't know what the deal is with that game, but all I know is they should have stick to the spritz, or the sprites, whatever they call them. But they I don't know. It's like the 3D versions suck to me. They all suck. I don't like them at all. But I thought this game at least had some potential because it was out of the norm for them. Like I don't know who they got to do Pokemon Snap, but that was a good looking game. I wish they would have had
It
people.
was Bandai Namco.
Ah, see. Yeah, they need to outsource. I don't know what they're doing. They need to outsource the
Yeah,
IP,
Game Freak should just stop making like they can
their
design the game,
games.
but they could just stop making the
The
characters.
game, yeah, they should stop because it's like trash. But it's like they want to get more money. I don't know, whatever the case may be. So there's these games that come along on the side of it that are really nice, and then there's this game that comes out, and you have high expectations for what it to be, and then you get this, you know, these board these they JPEGs, they shaking JPEGs in the air, bro. When you ride in the water, it's like it looks so ugly how it just hits the land, and it's just ugly. I was looking at some of the more horrendous parts, like online, and it's just ugly. It's an ugly game. But if it's fundamentally like sound, it shouldn't matter that much. Um, So I mean, at the end of the day, I did play Xenoblade on the Switch. On the Switch is like not docked, and that ain't a pretty one. But it should be all about
Xenoblade resolution was lower, but like overall the game
looked
looked
at,
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that junk. Yeah, that. I mean, the resolution and the graphics. I mean, I choose lower resolution before I choose bad graphics. But, after playing Xenoblade, but yeah,
I don't know, man. You ain't played Pokemon. You ain't because it's honestly it's not that bad when you walking around, but as soon as you get like a flying Pokemon and you in the air, this ground has no texture. It has a single texture stretched around the whole world.
oh dang, it's that bad.
it's
Yeah.
that bad, bro.
Well, I
Like
mean, but yeah, that's what I was saying.
he'd rather
I think I
take
could
the
tolerate the
gra-
texture. I mean, not the texture, the resolution.
Oh, the
Like
yeah,
I
resolution.
play,
lower.
yeah. Then playing them, like I seen somebody playing it, man, and I'm just kind of like, why did this game look like it needs another layer of like detail over it, like graphics? It ain't nowhere in the world like
They
it should
greenlit
look
that
like this.
mug. They greenlit it, bro. I don't
What's that,
know.
man?
I mean, basically, they said that this is good to go. They greenlit it.
Oh,
Yeah.
they gave it the green light.
They
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know how you can look at that and be like, we did a good goddamn job on this game. Like with the graphics and stuff. I mean, like the stuff it look like it's just missing textures, bro. Like it's a lot of textures that's just missing in the game. Like it's like pasty looking, and I don't know. It's weird, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I don't know. I have given up on Pokemon actually being good in some to some degree. I just think that they should try harder a little bit. Be able to. It's it. it I don't give up on Pokemon because Pokemon was the first original like RPG I got into. Like I didn't play anything else, um, and like I said, I play a lot of RPGs now. Tales of Arise. I would never play Tales of Arise if it was for Pokemon or something like that, where it kind of had like these RPG elements. Um, so I understand the people's love for this because it's like the very first one you probably got introduced to. But it's time for them to evolve, and if they can't evolve, um, it's just no point of downgrading a beloved. I'd rather just stick to remasters. Like just stick to remasters. Keep remastering, bro. Keep remastering red, yellow, blue. Just keep remastering the stuff that was actually good. Emerald, like I'd rather see Emerald come back than you do this. Like I don't know. They tried it, so um, hopefully enough people buy it so they can try to do a better iteration next. But at the same time, this was the evolution of that one game that came out previously. What was it called? It wasn't Let's Go Pikachu. It was the one after that.
Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield. This was the evolution of Sword and Shield, and this looks like
Worse.
yeah, worse. So I don't know. I don't know if they're degrading, they downgrading, or they just tried to make the world too expansive and they could not keep the level of detail they wanted throughout. But it does not look better. So mechanics like wise, I like the evolution of that, like being able to actually run around and actually capture Pokemon. Like who would have thought you actually being able to really go out and capture Pokemon in open fields would be more fun than just running into a tall grass and hoping for the best? Like who would have thought? Like this is a mechanic that should have been introduced 10 years ago. Like these things don't really excite me enough for them because I feel like they so behind the curve. Um Zelda caught up and they were doing open world 3D games for a very long time. That's how you get to a Breath of the Wild. Because you're doing those, you're laying the groundwork. And they not crappy games. Like, Wind Waker is not a crappy game. Skyward Sword, I mean, it's a good game. It's decent. I mean, you can go back to freaking Ocarina of Time, bro. Like, they evolved. It's just like Pokemon was like, get it. No. And and now you playing catch up and you don't even know how to make the games. Like you had no training. You're literally going out there nose diving, and obviously we can tell. Game Freak, we could tell you're nose diving because this is not good. So that's where I feel like that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, bro, I'm not finna give you guys a chance because I already know where you at right now. You're still in the mindset in the development stage of actually becoming a good studio again for these types of these current types of games. Like you're not there. You're not there. That first iteration, Let's Go Pikachu, was you just not even. I don't even know if you were running around. I don't know. I don't remember how that game where it worked. But all I know is they they tried a mechanic. It was fine. People enjoyed it, I guess, because it kind of adopted the Pokemon Go aspect. Then they moved on to the other game. I forget the name again. And then they moved to this, and I feel like give it about 4 more games or 3 more games. Then you're gonna have a pretty classic Pokemon game. But until then, I'm glad you're having fun with it because that means that they're doing something good. That's all
Mhm.
that. That's all I got from that. It's like, it didn't pique my interest. It doesn't make me want to go out and buy it. It's just more so. I'm glad that you're seeing some of the potential because that means that there is actually true potential, and they're going to keep going in those steps to make a really good, solid Pokemon game in the near future. That's 3D. So hopefully we'll see it in our lifetime, which I expect to because they gonna keep them churning. They keeping them churning. Um, they got to keep that money coming in, and I know for a fact this year or next, Nintendo's gonna do that Nintendo Switch Pro, and they gonna finally have some decent graphical capabilities, and hopefully Pokemon gets the memo. Hopefully they sitting on a dev kit right now. I'm talking. We about to add so many textures to this right now. So that's my hope. But any last things on the Pokemon Arceus?
Man, you trigger me when you say Emerald version.
Why, why I trigger you?
Man, bro, because I don't understand why they just ain't make an Emerald version again, bro. I'm like, that's one of y'all coldest games, and they just
Oh
won't
yeah.
do it. I'm like,
Well,
bro, y'all incompetent, y'all idiots. I don't understand y'all. Y'all use one formula over the past what 20 years, 25 years, and then y'all. Let me stop, bro. I feel a rant coming, bro. They
you
can't.
feel
They just show how they can't do nothing. I just like, bro, y'all suck, man. Y'all do the same thing. If one want to get 8 gym badges, y'all want us to go fight island people, and they're just gym leaders, basically. Like,
yeah.
like stop trying to give us 8 gym badges in disguise, bro. Just, I can't even. I ain't even beat the last few Pokemon games. So I'm just like, what's the point? Then
Bro.
the games that got too easy. Now they giving everybody experience. I'm like, you ain't even fight, bro. It ain't no reason you should be getting stronger. You ain't did nothing. Like, sit down. Like, move around, bro. And it's like that takes away from the game because your Pokemon keep progressing and stuff, and you're not like you don't need to train them and stuff like that. The game training them for you. Like,
You ain't getting no. You ain't hitting no wall. You ain't really got to do nothing extra. You ain't got to switch up your flow. You can really take uh, your raggedy Pidgeot all the way to the end game, bro. Like you can
and he
do
ain't
that.
sat in one battle.
You can do that. So,
I'm like,
uh,
man,
I'm trying. I don't know. I just think uh, I like I said, me personally, there's just way too many better RPGs out there for me to be playing that. I just know they have the potential to make a good game. That is my nostalgia game. I'm going to always love and see it and be interested in trying to catch all of the. I mean, only ones I'm invested in truly is the original, set of Pokemon. But but.
Honestly, I don't agree with that. Like, I think that Arceus is fun because it's different, but like, I don't think that they can make a another fun classic Pokemon game. Like they've kind of proven that with like the last 6 games, and
You don't think they
it
can
is
try like continue to get evolve their like their open world like
the open world, yes, like Arceus, but classic
no,
turn-based
not
Pokemon,
classic,
no.
not classic. No, 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 no.
Yeah,
I meant a open 3D open world game. Like that's what I mean. I mean they're gonna be able to get to a point where they can make a classic open world 3D Pokemon game where you're like this thing hitting on the story, this hitting on the Pokemon, this
yeah,
hitting on the mechanics, the gameplay, the style, this that's what I mean. Like that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about them actually making a like classic, No, because they already made it. They don't. That's what.
yeah.
That's that. This new frontier is what's causing the anguish with everyone, because they
Yeah, and
don't
I think
know
that's
it.
a problem. They
Yeah.
trying to stick to the old stuff, and like even Mario, like as much as like there are so many different Mario games, and they copy pasted ideas, like at
Hmm.
least
He's
they
evolved.
actually don't. Yeah, they always
Yeah.
evolve every couple games, or it's like here's something completely new. So
Yeah. Galaxy and Super Mario Odyssey. Like I don't feel like those are like they're very similar in like setup, but they just feel different to play. So, um, I still enjoy Mario, even though they kind of they mask it so much better than any other game I've seen. Like where they can mask that this game is the same. Like Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2, like literally like not even like 2 years. I think it was like a year difference. It's just like DLC, but people loved it because it's just more of the same. So people love that, but they had to go from that. They had to go from like Super Mario, uh, Nintendo 66, Mario 64. Then they went to the Sunshine, I think, on the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken. Then they went to Galaxy on the Wii. Then they went to Galaxy 2 on the Wii U. That's the first time they ever doubled up. The money was too good. And then they went, like they actually had progression. So it wasn't like they just came out the woodwork and they were just like, oh, no, we're going to make some classics. No, bro. You came to that through progression. Like, that's why I appreciate Nintendo, even though they suck in my opinion sometimes they actually try to evolve their IPs. So I would never give them flack for getting to the point where now they can kind of do the same thing and people love it because they kind of perfected what they do. Pokemon ain't did that yet. They still in that training stage, bro. Like, and the crazy part is that they with the people that know how to do this well, and it still sucks. So I'm just like, y'all either want this franchise to die, or y'all just really don't care. Like y'all really truly don't care. Like I don't know what is the dynamic between Game Freak and Nintendo, but it ain't positive. I can tell you with this garbage, it ain't positive friendship. It ain't like no, oh, your friends are my power. No, it's like get on your own, get out the mud like we did. That's what it kind of
Mhm.
feels like. So until they figure it out, I ain't gonna buy it. But once they do, then they might be able to say, okay, I'll play this one. This one look good. So I know they're gonna get there. I just think it's gonna take a while. And if Nintendo, and if they don't get sold or something crazy happen, Nintendo gonna keep rocking with them, and at some point it's gonna make a good game. So that's what's gonna happen. At least that's my vision. My vision for the future, for them. But yeah. Next thing I wanted to talk about, I think the last thing, it was Pokemon Cyberpunk. I think we talked about everything. Horizon. Uh, yeah, I think
The
that's
only other
it.
thing you said was like Elden Ring. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, our thoughts on Elden Ring coming out soon here. Honestly, I have zero expectations, and I've been playing way too many open world games where I feel like it's gonna be a skip for me, dog. I just don't. I don't want it to be a skip. I really want to get time, find some time. I gotta keep singing that because I just gotta keep it in my head to find some time. But I don't know if I'm gonna find no time to play that game, to be honest. And I don't think that's the type of game that I wanted to, that I will actively want to go back and participate, like play, because I'm not into the Souls games like that, and when I do play them, I don't know. When I do play them, I enjoy it to a degree, but it's never been to a degree where I'm like, man, I can't wait to get another one of these. I feel like I'd be dreading the next one. I'm like, bro, now I gotta go fight these crazy bosses again, and I gotta go through this thing just to say I beat it. But I don't technically be having so much fun. I have fun exploiting the game more than I have fun playing it regularly. Like if I can find an exploit, I'm loving it. I'm like, oh, this is fun. I'm not playing it like I'm not saying exploit as in it's not built into the game. I'm talking about finding some cheesy way to play it and just win like that. Um Demon Souls was the first game I didn't do anything cheesy. I just literally straight up fighting. And I tried to do magic, it didn't work. So I ended up just fighting normally and kind of beating stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not that invested right now. I don't find they don't make great stories to me. They make great worlds. I don't know if I'm gonna get lost in this world and be like, oh, what's happening around the corner? Because there ain't nothing but death. So what's the fun aspect of an open world Souls game? That's my question because they're meant to be. I never had fun exploring in a Souls game. I always have fun finding a shortcut. That was my fun. Like finally we got past this stupid part. But that's the point. That's my fun, right? I found a shortcut to make this game easier for me. How is that really going to put me through a whole entire open world game?
It's rewarding to find on shortcuts.
But that's
You
not
earned
what
it.
Elden Ring does, though. Elden Ring is literally
How you
you can
know?
go anywhere. That's what
So
they was.
it is both because it is an open world game where it's like,
You can literally leave boss fights.
so not
Man,
all of them. So it's two things. It's open world, but there are dungeons. So once you
Uh,
get to a castle or dungeon, you're in like a normal Souls level. So it's not like it's just constantly wandering. Um, so that makes me think more of like Breath of the Wild, like you reach the beast, you beat the dungeon, and then you back into the open world. The
mm-hmm,
interesting thing is that since it's open, there's a lot of variety to discover stuff. Maybe it's shortcuts, maybe it's spells or weapons. And then the special thing about the open world is that there are certain boss fights or just quests or whatever that happen either randomly or you like discover them. So like people are talking about, oh, it's a dragon that show up in this area, but he's not always there. So you might not always see this boss, and sometimes he'll just show up and then you fight him, which is what people liked about Dark Souls 2, but that mechanic wasn't like really implemented well. But now it seems like they finally fixed it where you can just have a boss show up and attack you, and you can run away or you can keep going. So I think that the normal levels, because I think they're like four, pretty much just think Breath of the Wild. They're like 4 or 5 castles that you got to beat to get what you need to get to the end of the game. But in between that, there's some sort of open world with like interesting fights. And like, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna be exactly like Breath of the Wild, but like just like finding the Lionels out in the open world and you just want to fight it just because he's a tough enemy and you want to see how good you are. That's pretty much the appeal of Elden Ring, plus all the old history that people like about Dark Souls, like multiplayer and everything. I don't really expect anything from the story. Hopefully, it's better because they actually hired a professional writer. But who knows? It might not just be anything. But if the gameplay is fun, I enjoy fighting these bosses or fighting these strong enemies, and I found this super strong spell, and I can just breeze through this part of the game, then that's great.
Okay, well, like I said, I think you guys have a understanding of what a Souls game is and what you enjoy from it. I have yet to grasp my and my I guess um my pool for those types of games because
Yeah.
I've literally played them all. I played most of them except for like one. Well, I played Dark Souls. I didn't beat it. I played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3. I played
But you
Bloodborne,
do like
Sekiro.
hard games. Is are these games just frustrating hard? Because you liked Neo too, right?
I like the Neo 2. Yes, I didn't like Neo, but I like the Neo 2. I just didn't finish Neo 2. Neo 2 just felt fun to play because it had so many options, like stances and different ways of, combating enemies. That it was like it's like a plethora of things. Like, man, everything seems viable. Versus in Souls, I'm playing with a broadsword or it's like what they call them, a longsword. Like,
Hmm.
I'm playing with that because it's the most versatile and the most impactful versus like really trying any new weapons because I just know it comes with a learning curve and a timing curve, and sometimes they're just not the most advantageous because you got stamina that you have to worry about, and it's like you get into a rhythm of like, how do I beat these games versus let me explore and have some fun because um they are more. I don't know. Have y'all don't feel like these games make y'all play a certain way?
I honestly, I would say that well, I'm biased, of course, but like I feel like they're everything in the game is viable. You just gotta understand what it's used for. So for example, if I'm gonna use a hammer, it's because I'm trying to break poise. Or
Mm-hmm.
if I'm gonna use like a whip or something, that means I'm not gonna break poise. Put I'm gonna try to poison them or something like that. So it's like as long as you understand how. So yeah, there are roles to play, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not like you're stuck to it in a sense where because it's an RPG and you just bump up your stats, you literally can switch to 50 different weapons and they all offer something unique. And like, okay, I don't want to use any weapons right now. I don't use any shield. I'm just gonna put it all into magic. And like once you get the magic, you have that ability. The only limiting thing is that those those strong abilities or strong magic don't come like free. You have to go out and find them and earn them. And then once you have them, you can do what you want to do. And so that's what a lot of people, some people complain about. Like, I already beat the game and I want to play through it again. But what I want is like 10 hours into the game. So how can I get it sooner? Blah, blah, blah. And so I understand that. Whereas, like, when you play another game, like maybe Neo, obviously they have like stronger spells and everything. But if at the beginning they offer you more options,
They
then it
just give
feels
you
better.
every weapon that you can
Yeah.
just pick
Whereas
from.
Dark Souls, they don't usually offer everything at the beginning. Like maybe there's a magic class and you got to pick that. But if you want a magic class and a strong hammer, you're going to have to pick one in the beginning and then earn the second part to your build. Um, but I
Right.
mean, I like it because of the versatility of all of the items. Like, oh, I did magic last time. This time I'm gonna do miracles, and it feels completely different. But they're both good enough to get through the whole game.
Yeah, I guess I fall in that space of I don't find it to be versatility. I just find it to be gimmicky because um, at the end of the day, um, they don't make me adapt to what I'm fighting at all. Most of the time, everything, as you stated, is viable technically, but there are things that are just better, smarter choices to upgrade because it's already hard enough to try to find things and upgrade them, and then to not be at your most advantage. I mean, be at the best, your best equipped self when you're fighting things makes you take you to a disadvantage. There is not a time where you want to feel like you're okay powered because you decide to push up on this one weapon, and then you go to find that this weapon might be a little bit better in stats, but you don't have enough items to push through to get to +6. So it makes you, if it forces me to feel like I just don't have options. I have to pick something unless I want to literally live in this world. I like do you not, I know y'all know the curve of how much you have to look up when it comes to these games because you're not going to be able to find it on your own. Me, I consider that to be poor game design. The only one that fixed it was Sekiro because everything sucked. So no matter what you looked for, it all was bare. It was like a barely an upgrade. So why even go find it? So it made you not need to explore. So it basically lowered everything to suck level. So that way you didn't care. So you're just going through and you're fighting bosses, but then you lose that aspect of maybe that's what I like. I don't know. Maybe I like being lost in the world and then having to try to find something. I don't know. Whatever it is, I end up always buying these dang old games. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy Elden Ring. I just don't understand the concept of my brain saying this is a good game to play because when I look at it on paper, it just doesn't seem like something I would want to play. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying when I think about it, and I think of the concept of this game, and I think of like the whole idea behind it, I find that you're pigeonholed into doing one thing, and I find that I always enjoy versatility when I come to my fights. So I know that I'm being pigeonholed. I know that I got limited resources, and I know that there's a lot of things I have to go look up to find because there's not much of a guide or guidance when it comes to these types of game. Not only is it not going to be any guidance, now it's open world. So it's not even corridors and things like that. It's a whole open world situation. So
What do you like? But what are you getting at? Like when you saying you like pigeonholed to fight in a certain way or doing a certain, what you mean?
I
Yeah,
mean,
why do
as
you feel
in,
limited? Like,
because once I equip something, and once I, like, say for instance, like y'all tell me, hey, this weapon here is the best longsword in the game, or this weapon here is the best spear in the game. So you might want to go to this avenue, then go find this, so you can have the best. So you can be at the best of your, like, the best. You can have the best equipped item, because this is what's going to allow you to be able to take down things or blah blah blah, whatever, easier. Um, yes, I can use the regular sword, like, and kind of go through the entire game if I wanted to. But all it does is increase my difficulty. So I have to either put more time into the game because it's not like these things are discoverable. Like, you don't have a discovery type of feel in that game. Like, in those types of games, I don't have a sense of discovery. I have a sense of studying. It's like I have to study the game or study the community to understand the game better, because the community was really driving the information, because there's no strategy guides or nothing like that you kind of have. The community creates that stuff. It's not like they create this stuff. So my building a strategy, executing said strategy, all of these parts come from the community. And
Ain't
for
that with
me,
any game though?
no. What? Are you serious? No,
I
that's
mean, a
not
lot
for
of
any
games and
that's
game.
stuff
how
like that.
Neo is, though.
I understand that, but their stuff is viable. So it's like,
But there are no there like literally in Dark Souls, there's no weapon that you can't beat the game with other than like the broken sword. Like everything
You can
can
beat it with that.
yeah, you can even beat it with the broken sword. There be people that beat it with no weapon and you just
I'm
punch
not
them the whole
saying you
time.
can't beat it. I'm saying you
You saying the
increase your
difficulty.
difficulty. I'm not
But
Yeah,
saying
it
you
but
can't beat it. I'm saying that
so
this game
I would say with
makes
like yeah,
you feel.
if I don't use any weapons, then yes, I'm intentionally increasing the challenge that I'm putting on myself. But it's not like just using any random weapon that you pick up is like increasing the difficulty a lot. Like sure,
most of them are viable.
the lightning greatsword, like maybe that's the best weapon in the game, but it's like you have to get the weapon, you have to get the upgrade materials, you gotta invest the stats into it, and so now you earn your way to use it. But like there are literally 50 other weapons that you can do the exact same thing to and beat the game just as easily.
And
So
it's
when
not
I
like
say,
when
Just like Bloodborne,
literally,
that's the reason why they stripped everything down in Bloodborne. They're like 7 weapons. Every single weapon is just as good as the other one. It's just literally just down to a matter of preference. Like I like the hammer. Y'all might like the whip. But you don't got to switch to any of them because the cleaver is also extremely good. You don't have to switch to any other weapon in the game. So it's like they're
I guess
all
more so. I guess what
you're not
go continue because I want to really understand y'all point because what I'm hearing is everything is viable. You really
well,
just
yeah.
pick
So I
your
was gonna say
difficulty and
it's
continue
two
to move
points.
forward.
That I think that me and Jalen learned it differently, obviously, because we played it when it came out. But also, like, let's say your straight sword is the best stat wise weapon in the game. That doesn't matter when you're playing online and there's multiplayer and somebody invades you, because even though you have the best stat weapon, this person has the best whatever. They got the Avalon, which can shoot like 12 electric arrow bullets at you and it stun you. So fuck whatever sword you got, they can just kill you like that. And then maybe the next person has like a giant fireball and they just throw the fireball and blow you up. So it's like, so do I get the arrows or do I get the sword or do I get this hammer? Like I keep dying from multiplayer, so I got to figure out how to survive. And that is like why you like are supposed to naturally learn how to play the game because you're running into people that are challenging you because the bosses are they're hard, but they're meant to be beat. Whereas other people are the real challenge in the game. That's why they all have multiplayer. And then the second thing is that yes, you have the best sword in the game, but there's your swords, your armor, and there's magic in the game for a reason. And like when you're not engaging with all of those systems equally, then it feels like you're limited because like there are literally 80 different spells and they all do so many different things. And if you learn, oh, if I use this spell and then use this one, it offers me this situation that I couldn't do before. And like, so I feel like that if the whole goal is just to beat the game as fast as you can, then yeah, I don't think there's actually much experimentation in that because you're just I want to find the best thing and get to the end and that's it. But like same thing, reason why in Borderlands they give you like 1,000 different weapons because they're all different and you want to play it because it's fun.
and like
I guess I'm confused on the fun aspect
I mean,
because
people got fun for different reasons in the game. Like I like to explore places when you go down caves and different things like that. You find these items. I'm not somebody who find enjoyment out of using the variation of weapons. On Dark Souls 3, I had the Fallen Knight armor and I had the Dark Sword, and that's what I ran through the game with. I like the sense of the cooperation and like summoning people in the world, and then going down little caves or areas and seeing other stuff, and then you got this big old mini boss at the end of it, or just the sense of exploration. That's what I found the most enjoyment with in Dark Souls 3 because I was just finding new areas. I'm like, what quests come with these, or what NPCs I'm gonna run into. I mean, the NPCs in the game, they cool themselves. I mean, you get the ugliest beast, mosquito looking things, and they be, hello, good fella. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, why your voice even sound like this, bro? Like you supposed to sound ugly. Like, um, But I feel like I feel like we got to like deviate a little bit. But the thing I was just about to say about the versatility and stuff in that game, I don't feel like the game pigeonhole you because you can literally play the game and fight the bosses and stuff any way you want to, and they don't make you use a certain weapon or you ain't got to really worry about the poise. And then you can build whatever weapon you like. Let's say you like the move set, the swings, and the running, the dash attack and stuff with it. Like you can start building your stats or reallocate them based on what weapon you want to use. And certain weapons provide little different benefits and things like that to them. Like then they got specific items and stuff that can help boost that, or it can be something that's a little bit more universal, like a Halo ring. You can get something that do more spell damage or more spell resistance when you holding the staff, or you get stronger swings and take up less stamina if it's on a Tuesday and you fighting against a skeleton. You know what I'm saying? They just got all type of stuff in there. So I feel like that
Yeah,
game really lets you do whatever you want, and
I
you
just don't
don't
find
even really
anything
need to level up.
viable. I don't find
I mean, it's
anything
still
viable.
viable. You just got to put time into it.
I just don't find it viable. I feel like oh, it's like filler, to be honest, because the main ingredients is being able to dodge and attack and timing and understanding the boss's fights. So all of the additional things don't really they don't really seem like they work. They help you. It just seems like it slow you down.
I mean, you got to look into the stuff though. Like it be some cold people building different things. You got to actually look into it. I don't got the time. You know
Yeah,
me. I don't like
I mean
reading
that's
stuff.
It's
what
say
I'm
the same thing
saying.
about Destiny and other games like that where you can have builds. Like, what's the whole point of a build is to make the strongest thing, but like there are unique experiences that you can have that if
But
you
there is
would
no
play
guidance to those
outside of
said builds. That's what I'm saying,
there's no
Josh.
what
There's no guidance to those said builds.
there's
There's
no
just
But no
Destiny
game
is
really
the
got
perfect
like.
example of that. There is no guidance to builds. Like the game doesn't even tell you how to unlock a bunch of exotics. Like you have to go online to find how to do this stuff. And like that is what the game is built for.
I mean, you
And
couldn't
like
even find
that's
Zer.
the
Like,
genre.
right? You couldn't even find Zer. Like, you got to go
but
online and see where Zer at.
but that game that's these are like two different, totally different games.
What's different? You gotta use the
This is a
community to
single
find
player
Zer.
focused game. That's
It's
not
a single player
multiplayer.
game with a multiplayer component. Yeah.
But it's not meant. It's not. That's not meant to be the main portion. That's what's meant to be the main portion is your single player experience. So if your single player experience is
It
being
is supposed to be
trifled,
meant online because when you connect to it, they automatically put people in your game and you can't opt out of it unless you play online.
And then it saves every single thing
There's
you do.
offline mode.
Yeah, but you gotta
You
actively do
gotta
that.
yeah, you have to say I want to play offline because the default is online.
Yeah, but that's the experience they want you to have. I
And
understand
the
that because
old Dark
that is
Souls
the
games didn't even have an
default.
option. You had to unplug your Ethernet to play offline. Otherwise, you weren't playing.
Right. That's your default. That's the default. They want you to play online with others. But that is not the main portion of the game, is what I'm saying. Main portion of Destiny is to play with others. So you're understanding that you're gonna learn other things from other people. Sometimes you just have a single player experience where you're not gonna learn anything from anyone else. There's plenty of times where it's that game is literally only reason why it's more social is because of how confusing the game is. And that's fine. It's fine to have that type of social aspect of it based off around the community. I'm not saying that it's the problem. I'm just asking myself here now, what do I
Where's the
find
fun?
enjoyable? And my whole point was to just say that when I play those games, literally I play them. I feel like I'm playing a game that I need to play a certain way. You guys are giving me all this good information about why you don't have to play in that same way. But if I play something right and I feel this when I play it, how can you really
But
combat
why
that?
do you feel that way? Because if you don't play that way, you
Literally
dying all the time.
because when I play those types of games, it's not that I'm scared to die. It's not that don't like I literally farm situations and I try to go through that and I literally play the game as it should be played, basically. If I feel like I'm doing decent amount of damage, I don't really care at that point. I'm done trying to level up to try to make the fight easier. If I feel like I'm doing enough damage and I can dodge this guy's attacks, then I'm just gonna keep fighting him until I win. That is the point. But I'm saying it feels like experimentation is not it's not rewarded, it's punished because you're just learning something over again and you're learning how to fight this individual with something new when it could be just simply getting fundamentally better with the things you know. That's like I said, when I played the first game versus playing the second game, playing the third game, the fourth game, I took all the knowledge I knew from the first, second, third to beat the fourth. It's not like I forgot it. It's not like I was like, oh, because I can now see this is cool in this game, maybe I should try this. It wasn't because of that. It
But
was literally because of my experiences that I
I
felt like
understand if like
this.
if things are like you don't feel rewarding, but my question is like I don't understand a part of it where this game is the reason why you feel that way. Like for example, Horizon, like you fighting the giant lightning saber-tooth tigers, whatever, and it's like
Hmm.
you can beat them with your first bow, and then in
Oh,
the
yep.
game they're gonna give you a second bow. Oh, you can trap him, or now you can shoot grenades at him. Like, why not just play with the first bow and like forget all these extra weapons? Like, what's the whole point of any other extra weapon? And the whole point is that
Because,
it
Josh,
gives
there
you new
is
skills
no
and abilities in the
curve.
moment to use.
There's no
There is a
curve.
learning curve. You have
There
to
is
trap
not
him.
a
You have to
significant
craft
learning
items. There
curve,
is an
King.
investment.
No, because they actually put it on your wheel. They give you the option to hold multiple weapons. Like literally, their whole game is surrounded by a whole bunch of things to make it harder for you
You
to
can hold
experiment.
multiple weapons in Dark Souls. What are you talking about?
You can hold multiple weapons, but if you have, so first off, I was playing Demon Souls. That's the last game I played. So I am taking in some biases of why Demon Souls had me dropping all my stuff in order for me to be able to run around and not fat roll. But I understand. Okay, Dark Souls probably got rid of that. I don't remember. I don't know how it all went, but I think that Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. I didn't
Yeah,
have
they
a
got rid
weight
of that.
capacity. But I know Demon Souls is the last game I played, so maybe I'm just projecting on the rest of them. I haven't played them in a while. Sorry. But Demon Souls, when I was playing that one, that's the very first iteration. I understand that, but this is the last one I just played. They had that, and I was very annoyed by it, but I get what you're saying. I should probably not say it because it's a mute point. Dark Souls 3, I think that's where I was running around with the Havel. Yeah, I was running around with the Havel set, and I remember he was talking about I think it was like Dark Blade or whatever. I forget the name of the sword I
The
went and
Dark
got.
Sword,
Dark
probably.
Sword.
Yeah, the Dark Sword. But before that, I had I wasn't getting no help from y'all. Like in Dark Souls 3, I wasn't really getting no help from y'all. I was just playing the game as I see fit. And so when I was going through the game, I was like, okay, let me try this cuz I remember starting it up and I was like, what would be the best option? Should I play with a big sword? Should I play with a big shield? Should I play with a light shield? Should I fat roll? Should I mid roll? What should be my optimal performance to try to get better at this game? And I remember settling on a certain amount of stats and what I wanted my health to be and my vitality and my strength and having the ability to kind of hold stronger or better weapons. That's something that all comes into play. And then there is the slot system where you can slot weapons and you have to you literally you I mean you it's not like you can change them on the fly. There's no pausing, so you're literally you have to. It's like I don't see how y'all don't see how this game wants you not to experiment. They want you to experiment, but they want you to die
So
while
you're
you're
not.
doing it.
Let me ask you this. So, what do you do when you play Borderlands?
I have them on because they give you 4 weapons. They give you the opportunity to use 4 weapons at a time. So if I'm playing with something that sucks,
What you mean
I'm
they
like,
give you
oh
4
man,
weapons at a time?
They
You only can
allow you
shoot
to
one at a time.
slot 4 weapons.
You can slot 3. You can slot 6 weapons with Dark Souls.
What? Are you serious? You saying you can
In
slot
Demon
them
Souls, you can do
not
2.
have
In
them?
Dark Souls
Not
3, you can have 3 different weapons equipped at the same time. You just press left on the D-pad to switch between them.
And they don't impact your weight.
I mean, it does, but I mean, you
So
gotta
what are
play
y'all
within that
talking
means.
about? I'm trying to figure out what mechanics
Why is that
in
a
this
problem?
game.
What?
Because
Like,
it's a mechanic in the game that
Deontay,
makes
how
you
hard
fat
is
roll.
it? You at a bonfire. I've been using the hammer this whole time. I'm about to put on the sword, try it out. I go hit somebody with the sword. I don't like it. I put it away. How is that hard? How is that not allowing you to experiment?
Because Neo,
They're not punishing you for experimenting. They just need to keep.
They're making your
checks and balances.
Oh my god, they're making your. Why is that a check and balance in a video game?
Because they don't want people just wearing all god tier stuff. You need to have some ramifications to what you do.
Because Deontay, think of it a different way.
Don't
if you
have
can
weight,
have,
why does it matter? Like, I don't understand the weight aspect because y'all
because
defending this weight
Deontay,
aspect,
I just
and
said
it
the game is
nothing.
50% multiplayer. So if I have, for perfect example, I'm fighting somebody in multiplayer. I have a sword, and he has a sword. We're fighting. And I can switch to 12 different swords that all do different magic spells and do different things.
Oh my god!
That changes the balance of the game.
I said give them 3 slots.
We
All you
have
gotta do
3
is give them
slots.
3. So if you give them 3 slots and they take the weight away,
The
why
weapons are not even
minimizing?
heavy. They're not even heavy. They reduce the weight on since every game. Like a sword is like 5 pounds, and you can hold 3 swords, and that doesn't even change your weight.
The armor weighs more.
The
than
armor
swords
weighs
and
more.
stuff
Like you want to
that.
be Havel, you want to be fat rolling, you put on Havel's armor. But then they also have rings that decrease your weight by 50%. So you can have Havel's armor and the heaviest shit and still be mid rolling because you got this ring. Like the punishment, they already have several solutions to that punishment.
They just don't want people to get crazy with it because you can run around with a doggone fume greatsword, fume ultra greatsword, which is really like 70 units.
And the strongest weapons have the heaviest weight. So if you want all the strongest boss weapons equipped at the same time, then yes, the
doing different things in the middle of multiplayer, and they got the hardest defense, and they got the coldest rings on. Like that's when it started taking away builds because at that point, what's the point of a build? Just get all the strongest stuff and put it on, and you good. Like it ain't no penalty. And like Josh said, you can have all types of different things on that's doing all this chaotic different stuff. And now you need to analyze what this player is doing. But you can't do that because he got too many. He got 3 staffs on. He got a staff that can cast miracles. He got a sword that shoot out spears and stuff like that. Like most people that's like cold at Dark Souls, they know how to quick swaps and like go through the menu. And that's what's gonna throw people off. But if it needs to be checks and balances. They can't just have people running around being gods and stuff like that because that's going to take away the fun of the game and it's going to take away a lot of that build aspect. And the reason I brought up Borderlands because don't you got to pause that game and go through your menu and equip different guns and stuff too and try them out?
Yeah, but they give you 4 slots. So if you always have one gun that you always know is valuable, you're very more likely going to be more. It's going to be more. It's going to be an easier experience for you to switch and swap things out because you're always going to have something valuable to kill something if it gets too hectic.
So why can't in Dark Souls you have a sword that's always viable?
I literally told you why. It's a whole weight system that causes you to what?
The weight not that critical.
Punish you. Like y'all keep saying it's not that critical now, but why be in there at all?
Because it was made in 2009 and that's Demon Souls and I don't even like Demon Souls. So that's the problem with Demon Souls and I'm glad they removed it.
But Dark Souls 3 has the same system.
It's not an issue at all.
I mean, you saying it's not an issue, but it's there, bro.
They made it better. Like it's not items. Stuff isn't.
You say you make it better, but it's there though, bro.
So Deontay, you like the Havel set. Why do you like the Havel set?
Because
it has the strongest defense. And it made you fat roll.
It made me fat roll.
Why did you fat roll? Because you had the heaviest stuff. And so you like that part of it. It gives you a choice. If you want to be fast, you don't wear anything. If you want to be heavy, you wear the heavy stuff. Like, what's the problem with that? You made the conscious choice to put on the Havel set.
I did, correct.
So why is
But
it a problem?
it wasn't a problem per se because I enjoyed what I was doing in said game. I am literally saying to y'all why I don't experiment, and you're telling
Deontay,
me
if
that
you
it's
are
not a
fat
problem,
rolling
bro.
wearing Havel set, it doesn't matter what weapons you put on. You are already fat rolling. You can try any weapon because you're already fat rolling. That doesn't make sense. You're
I'm
already the heaviest you can be. So if you
literally.
switch to a different weapon, you're probably gonna be lighter.
I know, but I remember when I never wore the Havel set until I was able to mid roll with it. I didn't have it always on. I had it on once I was able to mid roll. That's when I put it on.
So I don't understand what the problem with the weight is.
It was a cumbersome thing to bypass.
Don't
So
put on the
at that
Havel
point,
set.
so
And
why should I have to choose not to put on the Havel
because
set?
it's an RPG, you have to choose.
That's
You
not
have
true.
to make decisions in the
This
RPG.
weight system, the weight
You
system
put
is
your
meant
points
to do
into
what?
stats
What is the
to
weight
make a
system meant to
choice.
do? What is the weight system meant to do?
Bro, I feel
It
like
gives
I feel like
you
the thing you
It's a system to limit what?
no,
I
it
feel
changes your dodge roll. It changes your
What is the
iframes.
weight? What does the weight system do?
It makes you choose between light
It
roll,
makes you
mid
choose
roll,
between.
and fast
It
roll.
makes you choose
It's an
between.
RPG.
but
dude.
that's you can
It
say Destiny
makes you
skill tree makes
choose
you choose which
between.
Nova Bomb you want to use. You can't use Shatter. You can't use
Yeah, that's
it
what it
makes you choose.
is. You have to choose. So what is the weight? I'm just telling y'all what it is. I'm not even
Yeah.
trying to debate that it can be overcome. I'm just telling you what that system is. What that system
I mean,
is a limiter. That is what it is, right? It's an annoying system to me, and I don't like it. So when I say I don't like it, and that's what causes me not to want to experiment, because that's not just that, it's just one of the things that causes me not to want to experiment. The other thing is the learning curve of weapons, in my opinion. Again, some weapons don't get valuable until you upgrade them to a certain tier. Some weapons don't get
they
good
always
until you do
viable though.
that.
That's the thing. The tiers don't even
Again,
matter that much in that game.
my opinion, I don't find certain things. It's just like, you can't run around the entire game with Destiny with a shotgun. You can do it, but is it smart? No. So I understand what y'all saying. I understand that there's plenty of things that you can do to make the game, how you want it. That's customization. It's like a level of customization, but then there's these things in place that's called limiters. There's literally it's game design. I'm not making it up. I'm telling y'all what they do, and this is what causes me to feel like I have to play a certain way.
So
But
So
y'all feel like it should be.
to
Y'all feel
understand,
like I shouldn't
Deontay,
feel that way.
So what to
so you
understand, Deontay, you want to wear whatever armor you want and to roll as fast as you want and use any weapon that you want. That's what you're saying. And since you can't do that, that's why you don't like it.
Not even that. No, I'm not saying that either, because that's not what I was saying.
you
The
saying
only
you
reason I
feel
brought up the fact that they had weight systems is because of the opportunities to choose different types of weapons that I wanted to play with. I was talking about having on multiple things at one time to try, because maybe I didn't want to wear the Havel set and I wanted to wear something else. But again, when I go to actually try something, because I didn't just have the Havel set. I had Havel set and I had my regular set that I would wear when I wanted to try something else, or I felt like I had too much on. So most of the time I had 2 rings on that got my weight down, because like I said, the Havel set is heavy. It's meant to be used fat roll. So if I'm mid rolling in it, obviously I'm a tank. So I found that to be funny, and I like, okay, they want you to do it this way, but I'm gonna make it where it's not, so you can do it in the game. Did it take me a lot of upgrade points to do that? Yes, but that's what I wanted to do, and I told y'all that literally. That's what I wanted to do in the game. That's what motivated me to keep playing it. But what I'm saying is that because I'm not saying that would cause me not to like it, because I literally enjoyed that entire aspect of it because I wanted to try something different, right? I was just saying that once I found something that I enjoyed in that game, it did not feel like I was being rewarded for trying something different. It was there, but I did not feel rewarded to do so. It's not like I got bonus points for killing them with a spear. I just got the points for killing them. So why did it matter what I was using? It did not feel like I needed to do it. It didn't feel that way. So when I talk about experimentation in this said game, there is nothing adding value to it. There's
Okay,
literally
so
nothing.
Hold on. Let me say something. So are you saying experimentation you feel punished or experimentation you don't feel rewarded? Because I'm two different points.
Both.
If you can say you're not I could
Both.
see not being rewarded, but you're saying you're being punished, but
Both.
you're not. You ain't gave me a tangible reason on why you feel punished. I
Yeah,
can see
I
not
don't
being
agree with the
rewarded.
punishment. Like, there is no rewards. You do it because it's fun. Like, I don't like being heavy. I don't like hammers, so I'm not going to use them. It don't matter if it's the best. Just like Destiny, I don't care what the best build is. If it's not fun, I'm not going to do it. So it's not optimal. It's not like I'm just going to be losing. You can still beat the game with whatever you want, but I'm doing it in the way that I find is fun. Whereas, like, I don't actually see any of the negative points that you said actually affecting the fun at all.
Yeah, I don't see it as a punishment.
Y'all
Like a
don't see the
punishment.
weight system as a
No, because the
as a
weight
pain point.
like goes away. Like, as you level up, it increases your max weight. Like,
But you have
it's
to
a
put
balance.
it in that certain thing, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we
but
already said the strongest weapons are the heaviest weapons. So if you want to be a strength character, your character is supposed to be strong. So the weapon you're holding is 50 pounds. You have to put points into strength to use it. Where if you put points into magic, you're not supposed to be able to pick that weapon up and use it. So it's like, yes, it makes sense because this overall fits in the whole balance of the
So
RPG.
you have to pick a role, right?
you got to level up.
When
No,
have I
because
ever
every
felt
point
like picking a role was a fun experiment for me? I have never felt
Destiny,
that way. Overwatch, I hate that game simply because I have to play a role. I don't
Destiny,
like it. Destiny, I don't play a role. You don't play a role in Destiny.
you don't play a Titan?
No, that's like mechanics for raids. But other than that, you don't do nothing.
It's a role. You literally described a role. You literally
Destiny,
just described a
Destiny
role.
is the
never-
game that pigeonhole you into something.
I have never.
That is a
I
prime
have
example
never
of pigeonholing.
played that game where I had to play a certain thing.
So you ain't never got
Jalen,
kicked out of the game because you ain't have a Gallagher
or
That's a weapon.
did you waste your self-res, Jalen?
And you don't
Did you
have
waste
to
your
have
self-res in the wall of glass, Jalen? We kicking you.
What?
Get out.
Why you waste that?
Two
didn't.
people use their
But like I
self-res at
said,
one time. Hey, y'all bad communication. Now we gotta wait again.
Like I said, we never. Y'all act like we was so gung ho on playing raids. We didn't like them.
We play raids every day for like a week.
What you talking about?
We played
every
trials. We never played the raids like that. We played raids.
Destiny 1,
we didn't want to play the game that they wanted us to play. So stop acting like we was just content with playing the way they wanted us to play.
That's cat, bro. We was running them raids.
Bro,
yes,
we was
not
content
we
in
was
playing
there
that
day
game
one
the way they wanted us to play. Dark Below, we literally
we were
was
there day
cheesing
one.
that
Dark
mug, bro,
Below
because
we were there.
Dark
Dark
to
day one.
play the way they wanted us to play.
I was trying to get a yellow horn so we can do Dark Below.
We stopped
and
acting like
Jaleel got one before me.
Oh my god! So
and it was like, Jaleel, come on.
So how many times did Crota? How many times did the Crota lose his legs? How many times did we disconnect on that dude trying to?
Because we didn't have Gallahorns, we couldn't play the role. We could not play the game.
Oh my god!
We didn't have Gallahorns, we couldn't do it, so we had to cheat.
Y'all literally are pretending. How many times you push Atheon off?
We pushed Atheon off 1,000 times, but you know what I had to do?
Jalen, you know why you pushed them off? Because you didn't want to play the game they play. We sat there and waited.
Because the game, they pigeonholed you so hard to play a game a certain way.
Why are y'all using that as a point? Because we literally have to cheat. I have facts showing that we did not want to play the game that they wanted us to play.
You're not finna tell me I put 500 hours in a game that I did not want to play.
I'm not
can't tell me
talking.
that.
I'm talking about the raid mechanics. I'm saying we did not play those.
They
that
were
way
fine. They just
because
took forever, and like I don't want to spend 3 hours playing the raid. I will play the raid every day if it takes 30 minutes. But I'm
and
not going to
we
spend 3 to 6 hours doing it.
how many
So if
times
we can beat it faster, then let's do it faster.
And then get something like freaking Chatter White. And don't get a Vex Mythos class.
y'all tripping because y'all trying to make a point and I get it, but y'all saying stuff that don't make no sense right now. Y'all literally
About
are
Destiny?
saying yes. Y'all saying not Destiny. I'm talking about us as individuals. You're collectively saying now that we as a whole enjoyed raids and we enjoyed the mechanics within said raids and that we wanted to do it the right way. That's what y'all saying right now.
Right way. No, I never said I wanted to do it the right way. We
Look,
attempted.
I don't even understand.
This is what happened.
What you're saying right now is that we wanted to do it the right way.
Two of the three things you said is
we
correct.
Wanted to. So what was the two?
So let me break it down. We started playing Destiny, correct?
Yes.
We was playing Boulder Glass the correct way. The game had all type of limiters where you couldn't get to the highest level because you couldn't get the stupid ascendant shards.
Was it because we were Titans, or what was it because? Because the game was just trash at giving you stuff, right?
Yeah. All right. So that's okay.
But it wasn't because we were Titans or Hunters or Warlocks, correct?
No, it ain't had nothing to do with that.
All right. So continue.
But so. Now we trying to play Boulder Glass, we underleveled and stuff like that. But you know, we're Destiny enthusiasts. We come home playing this junk. You feel me?
Yes.
But the problem is when we're playing the game the correct way, they have all these cheese mechanics that just you do one thing. Somebody don't play their role, everybody get wiped. So now we're trying
they
to
had roles within the game, but they didn't make you play a role. Like they made you play a role because they had you have these stupid mechanics in the game that nobody really wanted to try.
They don't even tell you how to play the freaking raids. People go into the raid blindly. So think about all the time we wasted trying to figure out how to do the raid, trying to gather people up because they got no matchmaking system.
Man,
trying to do puzzles like we was doing the World Eater.
Y'all
trying to jump over.
Don't lie. Tell me you have not joined the raid and it was like we need 2 Titans and you have to use weapons of light. And if you're not doing that, they don't want you part of the party. Tell me that's not a reality for several raids.
That's about a reality for other people. I have never done that. I have never went somewhere and said I need you to be a hunter, bro. I switched.
In a raid,
I quit.
Yes.
I have never played that.
You quit. That doesn't mean that it's not the norm.
Yeah, that's the norm. I'm saying that is how much I have a distaste for making people pigeonhole into a certain thing. So that's how much of a distaste I have for it.
Keep that point, Deontay. Keep that point.
When y'all say these things, it makes no sense to me.
You were a Titan and you didn't want to be a Titan, so you left the raid. Cool. The thing about Dark Souls is the game never tells you have to use a sword. The game never tells you what you have to do. From point 1, every choice in the game is yours. You pick your starting class. You pick your weapons. You pick your stats. You pick your magic. You pick where you want to go. It's not forcing you to do literally anything. And if you went with the hammer, you don't like hammers anymore. It's Tuesday, and I don't like hammers on Tuesday, so I'm about to switch to a sword and magic. You literally can do that. The only limiter is
you cannot switch to magic. You have to change you have to make a new character most of the time.
No, you don't. You literally don't.
There's items in the game to reset your stats.
It is 999 levels in the game. You literally can hold every single weapon and every spell at the same time and switch whenever you want. All you got to do is level up. There is no end point.
If you don't feel like doing that, you get an item and then repick your points, reallocate them.
Yeah, you can reallocate your points.
So
and then you can go pick up that spear if you want to.
Again, this isn't something that's relatively available in the game, is it?
What?
Yeah, it is. What, you just go,
in Dark Souls 2, they was throwing them out in like candy. Yeah, you could respec like 10 times in one playthrough.
Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3, I never saw allocate.
I'm pretty sure they're there too. Now. Yeah.
It's a part of a what?
It's part of a covenant or something like that. I think it's
you
like
can talk to an NPC and they give you the thing.
You gotta talk to an NPC to find the thing.
It's there. Yep. It's available. You gotta talk. What is it weird to talk to NPCs now?
Myself with not known community, bro.
Is it weird to talk to NPCs now?
No, I'm not saying it's weird to talk to NPCs. I'm telling you how how many hoops you gotta jump through to actually play the game you want to play.
It ain't jumping through no hoops. Why would you? Like,
You just said I have to go find something, a covenant, because I told you I played Dark Souls 3, right?
yeah, it's not that.
And I
It's not
went through
that
that
hard,
entire
bro.
game,
It's not
and
hard.
I didn't
Like,
see
Hey,
anything about no
I bet
covenant.
just
that's
because you
easier
didn't
than
see it
playing a
doesn't mean
doggone
it
raid.
wasn't there or easily available.
So I'm just saying, how do you beat a whole game? How do you continue? How do you go through that and not see these mechanics?
Go through the game and not see the mechanic, like
How do you go
the
through that
reset
and
your
not
points.
see the mechanics? Correct.
You ain't
Because the
explored
player
enough.
didn't see it. You didn't explore. Yeah.
Oh my God. So when I say that this game is confusing, yeah, and it's supposed to be a single player driven game, and you're telling me that this game
Just look online, bro.
is what you make of it. Literally,
Deontay, we're
I
not using
say
Prima strategy guys no more, bro. This is the future. You can look online.
that's what I said. Jalen, I said this.
You said
I
that, but
said
you don't have to. Though,
these
is what I'm
games
saying.
require
You
you
don't
to
have. No,
look
I didn't. Nope, not
online.
require. Not require.
You just told me if I want to respect my
If
thing,
you
I need to go look online. Because if I
if
didn't
you want
find it
to,
when I played through my covenant, and I didn't, because this is something that
Deontay,
could have
if you
potentially
explored
said,
enough, you would have seen that you was able to do
I
that,
no
but you
longer
didn't.
want to play Havel. I want to now be a magic magician. I want to be a magic man. So why can't no? So why didn't I? Wasn't that like presented to me in some type of way?
Why do it need to be presented to you? That's only if people have a change of heart. You don't.
Because, man,
Josh
when
literally
these
gave another point.
mechanics are
You can
so,
keep leveling up and switch your stuff. You don't. You're not pigeonholed into doing that. You can do it that
you're
way too.
right. You're right, bro. You're right.
You can go to
You can
level
do it
190.
all. You can do it all in Dark Souls. You can do it all.
I never said
You
that.
can do it all in Dark Souls, and I am a fool for thinking I could
No, I'm not
ever
saying that. I mean, if you
ever
want to call
belittle
yourself a
this said
fool, bro,
game with you guys. I understand
you didn't
now
belittle
that
it. You was just
Dark
saying a point that
Souls,
you didn't
Dark
resonate with, and that's
Souls
completely
is the
fine.
greatest game ever made, and it has no flaws.
It,
That's what it sounded like to me.
Deontay, I
It
will
has
we're
no
say
arguing.
flaws.
you beat
It
Final Fantasy X
has.
and you didn't even understand all the mechanics. It's not that unheard of to beat a game and not understand all the mechanics.
You're right.
Look at me. I don't know
But
none
I
of the
was
mechanics
mad
in none
at
of these games
myself
because
because
I
I
don't
was looking
understand
at
the
that the
read.
entire time. It was on screen, Josh. That is a more blatant foul than not seeing a covenant and trying to respect. That's more blatant that you just stupid because you did see it on your screen the entire time. This is something that's mechanically imprinted on the screen every
But
time you battle.
are you sure
So
it's not your fault that you didn't understand that? Because like you play how many Souls games now? Like what
that
when you meet
Final
an
Fantasy
NPC
10
when
is
you meet an
literally like my
NPC in
fourth
those games,
RPG.
what do? You talk to them and see what they have. And I'm pretty sure if you talk to this NPC, the first option is respect.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you though. That NPC, what is it? Rosaria Fingers.
Yeah, she's in the Cathedral of the Deep, so maybe you didn't find her.
She hard to get to though, cause I ain't find that. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. Cause the patches lower that thing on you, and you can't walk across it no more. And I ain't know how to get it back up.
Yeah, but when you get back up and you get over there, you talk to her. The first thing that it has is reallocate points.
You can get it back up. Now, like I said, this game is perfect.
It's
I
not
feel
perfect.
like I feel
It's
like
not perfect. And
Deontay,
again, I'm not
up.
going to
we're
say
just
that you
countering
have
your
to
points, bro.
buy.
That's all we doing.
It's
I'm
not
What?
perfect,
defending. We just
and I'm
countering
not
the points
saying
that
that
you
you
make.
have to get Elden Ring.
I'm like I
But
said, I already said I was still probably gonna buy it anyway. I'm not saying that I don't like some parts of these types of games. I'm telling y'all why I don't, why I'm in this space of where when I play these games, I get into a mode where I don't try anything and I just try to beat them. I was just literally trying to explain that, and y'all felt like my points weren't valid. So y'all understood, and y'all tried to say, hey, these are counterpoints. Maybe you're not thinking that they valid. Y'all just said, these are counterpoints to what you're arguing. So then we got into this whole tangent. Now I think it's the perfect game. So let's just move on.
I just think that me and Jalen don't agree that the game pigeonholes you. I think that you
I
feel
feel,
pigeonholed.
like I
Yes,
said,
and that's valid.
I was arguing
You
my
feel that
feelings,
because
and
the
y'all
game is
attacked me as
confusing.
if I was saying it was fact. I was saying
Well,
my
I
feelings.
misunderstood. I'm sorry. I misunderstood because I thought that you were
I wasn't
saying that
attacking
the
his fact.
mechanics were like the game is literally forcing everybody down these roads. And no, I don't agree with that.
I
I
said,
understand you
I
feel that
literally
way
asked y'all, I said,
because
do y'all
it's
feel this
confusing.
way? And you said no. I said, okay, well, I still feel that way. So I know you heard me say feel like multiple times because I said,
Yeah,
I gotta feel
you
this.
said it's your opinion, but I was just trying to give you perspective from my end to let you know that, I don't agree with your opinion. This is why maybe you can see things my way. And I was asking you questions to make sure I can understand things your way.
No, and I agree with some of what y'all was saying. I wholeheartedly don't agree with what y'all trying to make a point with Destiny because that's just not true. But what I can hear, what
Man,
I
we,
heard
we
from
was
y'all
enjoying
saying,
Destiny, bro.
man, no, we wasn't enjoying it that
Yes,
way
we
though.
was.
No, we wasn't. And I'll
Yeah, we
never admit
was,
to that.
bro.
I
'Cause
like
that is
using the
just
shield
terrible.
in the vault of glass. I don't know about you.
Oh my god, the
Bro,
relic. Oh
I
my
enjoy,
god.
bro. I will say I enjoy Destiny, like
But you
the
didn't have to
raids.
be a warlock to use the relic. I'm saying that y'all said we have to pick somebody and
Oh,
come
you
in and
did have to
raid.
do that, didn't you? They said, yeah, get a
We had
warlock
to
in there because
send a
it's better
warlock
real
in
quick.
case they die, they can self-res.
You get-
Yeah.
I forgot we did. We was doing that.
I was no warlock. I was no hunt.
Or I was always a Titan. They was like, Josh, put on weapons of light because we're going to jump in the middle and start
and
shooting
you
our
would be
rockets.
like, I don't want to put that on. I like my other one.
Yeah. And then we would be losing.
And you still would leave it because that's how much we didn't care about playing a role. That's what I'm saying. Y'all was acting like I was crazy by saying we didn't play roles because we didn't play that game like everybody else did. We was like, y'all gonna either keep it or we gonna bounce because like for real because we didn't care. That's how much we didn't care. We wasn't like,
Dude,
oh, we need to
was
beat this
playing roles.
today.
Man, I'm
Like,
pretty
no.
sure it was you telling
No,
Jalil
bro.
to take off that Monte Carlo.
Jaleel was running around with a Monte Carlo, my guy. What are you talking about? The Monte Carlo sucked. It was a terrible weapon. He was in PvP though. He wasn't even
No,
in
we
the.
was in the dark
we
below.
we
He was in the dark
definitely in
below.
we was definitely fighting
I
some
think he had the fate
NPC.
bringer. I think he had the fate
Nah,
bringer.
He had a
was-
Gallon but he wanted to use the Monte Carlo because he liked the Monte Carlo.
we definitely was
so
fighting against some AIs,
he
bro.
took it to times 20. He took it times 20 when it came
No,
to
it's the
I'm
same
not
thing.
gonna rebel because literally a Gallahorn versus like you're talking about switching out a weapon versus switching out a character. Like literally a weapon I understand a little bit more, even though I don't like that they tried to pigeonhole you and say you need to use the Gallahorn, but it was the best weapon in the game. So I understand that part. But there is literally no difference to me when it came to the hunter, the warlock, and the thing. As long as you're able to move your character quick enough, you're good. Understanding that in the dark below, the hunter was the best one to kind of hit those stupid things and go invisible and try to cheese it because we were cheesing it. That makes sense. But everything else, I was like, no, I can run through this thing with whatever character I like because that's what I'm gonna do. But I get that that's what they wanted to do with that game.
But somebody in the party had to be a Titan. That's the whole point.
Yeah, somebody had to be. It wasn't me though.
So it wasn't you, but
And that's why we stopped
in the
playing
party.
them. We was like, bro, I'm sick of the party crap. I'm sick of all these people quitting. I'm sick of all this extra junk you gotta have. That's why we stopped playing the raids.
Bro, I remember going into the raids, bro. You would be like, everybody ready? And then, you start the raid up, boom, boom. Somebody died quick on like the first, like,
Then
you know what I'm saying? The first
fire
shot.
team limber left. Like party left.
Hey, they
And then they
freeze, bro.
hop out the freaking party chat real quick. Like, bro, like y'all, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why we stopped playing them. We just can't handle having 3 other random people because 3 other random people is too much. It's too much variables. So that's what I'm saying.
They left the party and their character just standing there like, hey, I'm quitting, right? Like,
too many variables, bro. But I did not want to go down memory lane of Destiny. All I was just saying is that we should probably, reserve expectations. Obviously, I'm not sure based off everything we just talked about, I'm not even sure if you guys are very much so interested in Elden Ring or if y'all are just defending soul-like games. Do you like Elden Ring? Are you interested in playing it, or do y'all want to play it?
I mean, I'll probably get it at some point. I ain't pressed about getting it. I don't really care, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it when it come out. And it's not like I'm just haven't been watching anything about it because I don't need to know anything about it. Like know it's more like Dark Souls and less like Sekiro. So that's all that I care about, and so I'm gonna play it.
Man, what you trying to say? Sekiro was cold.
I don't like Sekiro
I'm
because
just
I was
playing. We know y'all
pigeonholed
don't
to
like it.
using a katana the whole time, and then I didn't like it. It had no flexibility.
You can't say that the game pigeonhole you to using a katana when the
You
only
can't
weapon he
say
have
the
is the
game
katana.
pigeonholes you in Sekiro when the only two things you can do is attack and parry.
No, I'm saying that's a gameplay style. I'm talking about using a katana.
I mean, no, I didn't mean like a katana, like I want to use like a hammer or something. I just mean that the game was super focused on you gonna learn these two mechanics and that's it. And I didn't like that. They didn't
Man,
have
you
no
ain't got to,
magic.
bro.
They
They
didn't
had
have no other later in the game, yeah. But
that
in the
Shinobi
beginning,
prosthetics start doing some guys just like when I be
No,
watching people
bro.
online play it, I'm looking like, bro, you can do this. You can do this too. I'm like, bro, I did not know you could. All this thing, this whole time I've been trying to fight this when I could throw firecrackers at them. They getting
Bro.
stunned, bro. They
That game.
blocking beams and stuff with the umbrella. I'm looking like, bro, this is amazing. But that game, you got to be good at what you do in that game, though. So
Like I
I get where y'all
said,
coming from.
all that to say, me and Josh getting Elden Ring, and potentially Jalen's gonna get it at a later time. So
I'm gonna get it. I just got to figure out what system I'm gonna get it on. If it's like cross-platform,
it's not.
cross-gen.
I'm getting it on Xbox. I'm pretty sure Jalen and Josh is getting it on Xbox. If you want it on PlayStation, get it on PlayStation. But I'm pretty sure. I'm definitely getting. I get all my cross-platform games on Xbox.
Hey, my friend was like, no, my brother, he was like, man, how come you don't be playing your Xbox? I was like, man, I ain't want it. I was like, Josh and Deontay made me get it. He said, yeah, but it's $500. I was like, man, that's why you start using money from you start earning money from other areas and just pay for it so you ain't taking no money out your pocket.
Man, you better cut that mug on. That mug nice. At least he gonna run out of space on that PS5 real soon.
Why would I? I can put all the
Guess,
stuff that I don't want to put on there on Xbox.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You gonna run out of space. You'll cut it on.
Nah.
It'll get it shine.
I got Final Fantasy 13 on. I just ain't cut it on yet. My bad. We wasting time on this podcast.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. It didn't mean to go this long, but when the topics get up there and voices get elevated, sometimes you just get a longer episode. But thank you guys for listening. If you got to this part, you're the real OGs. You can always find us on wherever you listen to your podcast. We're there. You can find this on the YouTube channel at BCD Universe if you want to check out the video, but it's really just some background gameplay with us sound. So you're going to get the cream of the crop wherever you go. But thanks for listening. And let's talk to you guys in 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. Peace.